Welcome. You have now tuned in to the Blackout and Shout podcast with your host, Mike Kincaid.
Can I tell you that Baby Yoda just annoys the shit out of me?
That's because you haven't watched The Mandalorian.
Oh, look at Baby Yoda, so cute.
Levy Curry.
Some people do all sorts of crazy stuff, like dinosaur romance novels. Those are really a thing. Taken by the T-Rex. A billionaire dinosaur forced me, ravaged by the raptors.
I wonder if there's audiobooks of them.
And Jed Vargo.
He was always like well known for wearing the Nazi outfit on.
Captain Kangaroo?
Captain Kangaroo.
Didn't he have the...
No. And he did not dress up as a Nazi either.
So sit back. Mike, are you... Listen to me. Relax. Say, transform and roll out. And enjoy the show.
Is Chris the special guest? The surprise guest?
That's Bishop, the black man from the future.
Why am I black?
Bishop's black.
Oh, that guy. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. You're a secret guest. Secret
Like
surprise guest. Soul Glow. Soul Glow.
Let your soul glow.
You hit that note so high, your mic cut out. It's like one of those two when they used to show the singers shattering the glass, you know, the wine glass or whatever.
The mic didn't go out. That was actually he went into that like dog whistle frequency.
It's the frequency, the high frequency. So yes, Mr. Bishop is our special guest this evening.
So you didn't know I was being on, Mike?
No, I actually thought you were still in there from last time. Whenever that was, like a month ago or whatever.
Yo, I was just telling the wife, I said, no vacations to Mexico. I just seen the news about how the Mexican police found 45 bags containing body parts matching characteristics of missing call center staff.
Great.
But they weren't were they American?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, Mexico's
they haven't
kind of been on
identified them yet.
Yeah, Mexico's kind of been on a no-fly zone list for about 5-10 years now.
He said that more than 1,500 bodies have been found in Jalisco state since 2018. So yeah, 5 years. Yep. 291 bodies were discovered in 2019. 544 bodies were discovered in 2020. Jesus Christ. And wow, holy shit.
Now, wait a minute. You know what? We haven't heard much about that caravan coming from South or Central America up to the border.
No.
They never did make it, did they? And they had to pass right through there.
They said that the country has been troubled by an epidemic of disappearances with more than 100,000 Mexicans and migrants still missing. Eesh.
So
Yeah,
about 10 actual people then?
What's that?
Nothing. It was extremely racist.
I didn't hear you. My wife was saying something stupid.
So she was just talking.
Yeah, she was just fucking talking.
Same
She always
difference.
doesn't shut up. Yeah. All she even when she eats, she talks. What was your question?
It doesn't say tourists.
Oh, does it say tourists? No, it just says migrants.
That's different.
Oh yeah, but because if they're just Mexican, then they're nothing, right?
I didn't say
They're not human life then at that point. Fucking
we can't travel.
married to Hitler.
We're not.
Yeah, and you live up there in the fucking
Just
Trump
put them in the
for a
camps,
while,
right?
and
I didn't say
Look what happens.
Throw the lime on them and throw them in the ditch, right?
They're just killing their own.
They're killing their own.
When people migrate, they don't want people coming in.
What if it's United States Americans that are migrating there? Then what?
Why?
Should we send in the troops then?
All I know is that they have cheap surgeries. You can
They have cheap surgeries. Yeah.
cosmetic surgery.
Cheap cosmetic surgery.
But it's not recommended.
Do you want me to schedule you
I'm just
some cheap?
saying, they said
Suck it out of the gut, put it in the ass.
it's like whale price.
Those could be
Price.
the
Bogo.
body parts. You know, they're being taken off for plastic surgery.
Yo, they can make it into soap. Like they did in Fight Club.
There's probably a landfill of silicone titties somewhere.
Ooh,
Right next to all the ET cartridges.
I want to dive into that like Scrooge McDuck.
It could be on a podcast.
You think you should be a guest host one day?
I would like to say.
I'll make sure I'm out that day. She always walks up to the mic and she goes, yo, Frosted Flake on the mic.
What it's like to be married to Jen Fargo and all these.
What is it like to be? It's like paradise. It's like, I don't got to work. I don't got to do this, right?
He does have to mow the lawn.
I told her earlier, I said, when you're married to the total package, it's sometimes hard to see the gift inside.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Jed.
Yes.
Did you just say that you found a way to have that on the recording, like the soundboard?
Well, it's been a while since we tried it, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know if Krieger is going to record it or not, but I have a OBS recording on the side, so it's recording on. So I'll just mix it if it doesn't. So, but yeah, we can use the soundboard as much as I still forgot to put a Levy quote in there going shit.
Yeah,
but
we'll be able to do the shit at like the most inopportune times, like when he's on the show. And when there's like a need for a shit, like kind of like when you remember when Howard Stern used to do, like he would tell a news story, or Robin would tell a news story or whatever, and it'd be a really like tragic news story, and then they would have that sound bite of Jackie the Joke Man just laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it was like the studio audience laughter type of thing.
Ah, shit.
Hey, we're recording, so shut the fuck up now.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Soggy
Good
Frosted
night.
Flakes.
Yeah, Chris said goodnight, Frosted Flakes.
I said Soggy.
Oh, Soggy Frosted Flakes. You're the SFF, Soggy Frosted Flakes.
Ew, no, I'm not.
Ew.
Hey, stick around. Maybe later, sweetie. Where's the drum?
Where's the soundboard? Oh, there it is. Here.
That one's gonna come in handy.
The cricket.
The cricket.
Go ahead, say hi to Mike and Chris. You won't be able to hear them, but they'll hear you.
Yo, guys, word up.
What's up?
Word up. That's just
I'm missing
exactly
an
how we
80s
talk.
party.
She turns into like a 90s black man every time she gets on the mic.
I'm missing an 80s party. Because nobody
80s?
wants to go, really.
Because it's lame.
What goes on at the 80s
Sean
party?
thought I was hip.
Hip. I like how you're busting out all the terms like, was it fly?
Fly was nice.
Yeah. Was it like Rico Suave? Okay, good night.
Hey, good night.
Good night. So, is she normally bubbly like that, or is she
Keep
drunk?
walking. Get the fuck out of here. Love you too. Good night.
Is she normally bubbly like that? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
Like Jed's just trying to mind his own business and be miserable, and he's got this bitch over here trying to be happy all the fucking time.
She's like, I love you. Yeah, you're great. I'm like, shut up. Oh, what'd she say to me earlier? She goes, do you think I'm the prettiest girl you've ever seen? I said, no. No. I said, there's tons of movie stars that are better looking than you. Holy shit. Well,
Jesus. And how did she take that?
she's just like, ugh. She's like, I'm trying to get a compliment out of you. I said, yeah. I said, you're mid.
Jesus Christ.
She's like, mid. I said, yeah, that's what the kids are saying these days.
Chris, this is the part of the show where I like to tell everybody that I'm the only one here with a divorce under my belt.
Yeah. See?
Not currently.
Well, not currently. Yeah, right.
There is a limited number of wives in our presence, you know. But yeah, she was just like, you know how they get in that fucking stupid phase of the fucking day, and they're like, am I the truest love you have? No. Nope. No, not at all.
It was kind of like the NFL draft, baby. You were the best player available.
I settled. You were picked last.
Oh my God.
You were 7th round, 245th pick.
You were Mrs. Irrelevant.
You were the last bitch, tore my heart out. You weren't going to do that.
She's a good sport, though.
I would imagine so.
Mm-hmm. I tell her, though, I mean, if she's not, then we put one more orange in the bag for the beating that night.
Hey, are we did we make it into the 170s yet? Or
no, this is episode 169.
169.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Perfect. Chris is here. Perfect.
Yeah, Levy wanted to
69.
host. He wanted to host 169, but unfortunately the last time was 168. So that's why I remember the episode number tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So Chris, you get the host.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's like a BOGO type of thing. You're on the show now twice, so you get to host this time.
Okay, cool.
So take it away.
Let's see. I did think that since you did ask me some questions last time, that I would bring some of my questions to you.
Oh, no.
Now, both of you only ever did TKO twice or once each. So you did the first 13 questions. For people who came on multiple times, we had to culminate a list of other questions. So I have about 40 that we've used over the time. So
40? Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you 40. I'm just saying I have a list of them.
We'll be here all night.
Craved out of all of them.
Question 37, subsection C, participle 5.
4?
Correct. Say it.
Say it.
That is my favorite language, I got to tell you. Just when you fucking just say a movie line and somebody gets it and can parrot back and you just play off of it, that's when you know you have something special.
That's like when you said when you were on last time, and I was pretty sure you were talking about that Charlie Sheen movie, the fucking the alien thing.
The Arrival, yeah. The
Arrival, and I was like, was that? I'm pretty sure that's what it fucking was. I'm like, oh, is it? And then I had to go look at it. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's that time in the fucking elevator. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I remember.
That is an underrated flick.
It is. It was the CGI was so bad in it though. Oh, yeah. It's terrible.
That, and I think it was the Wishmaster came on a 2-pack CD or DVD back in the days. Yeah.
Christ, that's like a Creed fucking Nickelback fucking 2-pack.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie, man. I enjoyed the Wishmaster, the first one.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. Okay, so let's see. Would you care to answer a question right now?
Well, you are the host, so yeah. I mean, we are under your powerful fucking devices. So,
all right, let's see. Here's an easy one, just to ramp it up. We'll get darker later. How much do you estimate that you have spent on your collection?
Oh God. Estimate, huh?
I mean, none of us actually know or kind of give a fuck, but we have an idea in our head what we think the number is.
Christ, are we isolating it to one specific type of collection? Or
no,
just
the whole collection.
Yep.
Holy fuck! Oh my God. So let's start. Let's do the math. I've done the math. Fuck.
I'm gonna guess somewhere between $30,000 to $40,000.
I was gonna say around there too, because just because of the 20 grand I probably have in comic books, and then all the fucking money for the shelves and the fucking stuff that I spent too. Are you counting that? Are we counting that for
the
furniture and stuff? Yeah.
Shelves, all the Hot Toys I bought. That's 20 times fucking 2, so there's fucking $4,000. And then all the fucking Transformers and everything else. Yeah.
Okay,
so probably say about between 30 and 40, right, okay. Mike? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing, right around there too. And I could be way off one way or the other, but that sounds about right.
Yeah, I think since my collection is pretty limited to Transformers and a couple little things here and there, I'm somewhere around the 15 to 20 mark myself. But then thinking like how much money has come in and out of our collection.
Well, that's the kind of thing that's hard to like. I think of back to the beginning of third party to now, and what figures were representing the characters years ago, and the ones that are representing them now. So there's been plenty of shit sold and other shit coming in. So it's a little tough to estimate. But yeah. I'd probably be closer to your number, Chris. But then if you throw in like the G1 stuff and comic books, like Jez said, geez. Yeah. Well.
So I was going based on what I spent on it, not like what the value of it was.
Right.
Yeah, what you spent
So
on
I
it.
figured like $1 a book or, whatever, $1.50, back in the day. So yeah, that's probably the chunk of my stuff. And there's a lot of other shit too.
So you got
probably around there.
You got like 20,000 comics?
Somewhere around there. More like maybe it's probably lower, probably about 15. I haven't counted them lately. I have to do the inventory on them.
That's a lot of books, though.
Yeah, I mean,
like I guess it's not if you're into that, but I mean, I read the comics and I'll read them online versions, but like I have a little box up in the attic that it's been up there for 10 years, so they're destroyed now, and I don't care. They're junk books.
That was the first thing I started collecting. Like when I was a kid, I got Marvel's Star Wars, and from like issue 87 up until the end. And then when they stopped printing it, I think it was issue 104, I think it was. They sent me a letter like, hey, you still got 7 books left in your subscription or whatever for this year, because I was getting them in the mail. Mm-hmm. You're like, what do you want? I'm like, fucking Spider-Man, I guess, Amazing Spider-Man. So I started collecting Amazing Spider-Man. And then after that, it ran out, and then I started reading about how you're supposed to fucking put them in bags and everything, keep them nice, and because it'd be worth money eventually one day. And then I saw that fucking episode of was it Amazing Stories with fucking Mark Hamill? How he saved all his toys when he was a kid, and he became rich when he was an old man at the gas station.
I watched that show religiously, but I don't remember that episode.
You don't remember? Oh, that's the one that stuck out the most. Was it Amazing Stories? Maybe it was a different. Let's see, Mark Hamill, Amazing Stories.
While you're looking that up, I'll tell you my Amazing Stories memory.
Yep.
It's an easy one. It's the guy who developed a chemical that he could pour it on posters or magazines, and his shit would come to life. So, of course, he got the fucking idea of being an 18-year-old guy poured on the fucking porn pics.
Yeah, and it wasn't the chick like super big or something? Or
yeah, there was one missing? He put too much on and she was too big. And then the next time he's like, I'm going to put a little bit on, and she was like a fucking zombie clawing at him.
Yeah. Yep.
And then he poured it, or it dripped down on a picture of a dog, and then a fucking bulldog was sitting there next.
Yeah, I remember that one. This was season 1, episode 16, Gather Ye Acorns. It says, on the advice of a mysterious little man, an 18-year-old boy begins to collect rare comics and toys. When he sells them as an old man, he gains wealth and happiness. And that was in February 2nd, 1986.
And that had Mark Hamill in it?
Yep. He was the boy.
I wonder who he knew or had to know to get that job.
I don't know. So that was 86, so that was fucking 3 years after Return of the Jedi.
The lean years.
Yeah. So I was like, at my age, like preteen, I was like, I'm like, I gotta fucking save all my shit. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I saved everything, and then I started, when I got a job washing dishes, I spent all my money on comic books. So I was collecting ever since then, from like the 80s to early 90s. So I
this
everything.
Is all your shit from then.
Yeah, everything that I bought. Yeah. So,
and how many places have you lugged that fucking shit around to?
2. So I moved from my parents' house. My parents' house to my apartment, and then from my apartment to my house here. That was that was fucking terrible. Like how many did you ever count your books like that you got? Like how many you actually had total?
I feel like I did, but I can't remember where that number is.
Here, it's easier this way. Like how many bags did you buy? That's an easy one.
Oh man, I don't even know that answer, because I got them in.
Really?
Because I kept thinking I got enough, and then I'd use them all up, and then I'm like, I don't have enough, and then I get more. You know what I mean? So I nowhere near that number. What did you say? Like 15,000 around there?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, not that many. Like probably closer to 10.
Mm-hmm.
I think I bought a pack of 100 of those clear things, and I still might have 50 of them.
Double bag them just to be safe. Yeah. How much? So you said you got like, well, you know what? Let me ask you this one, Chris. You spent a lot of time making your own, stuff, right? How much time do you think you spent making all shit?
Let's see. I'm just gonna call my customs career from 2014 till now. The shit that I did before when I was a kid, I painted everything. I glued Legos to Transformers to make them combine, ones that didn't, but I'm not counting that. So from 2014 till now, that is, let's do the math, carry the 1, that's 9 years. I'd say an average of 20 hours a week, maybe 30 in peak. Because there were times like from 2016 to 2018, I was just nonstop. I had 2 and 3 projects going at the same time. So I was blaring through it. But now, slowed down. But into Indiana Jones shit, that's a whole nother thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'd say about 20 to 30 hours a week over the course of those years.
Wow.
That's a lot of hours a week.
Considering
you're also working, like you have a job,
They say if you spend 10,000 hours doing something of anything, you become a master at it.
Well, I mean, I think I'm pretty good. I don't want to give myself the rank of master. I know I'm on the council.
That's what I was gonna say. But I want to be a master too.
I don't like to sand anything. It gets irritating. Residue gets everywhere.
Are you do you have an air conditioner or something going on in your background there?
I do have a fan that circulates the pot air.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what? Now that he said that, I need 30 seconds. I'm gonna go get on the level. I'll be back in less than a minute.
Did you leave your stove on? Mike left the stove on.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Yeah. I haven't watched Amazing Stories like probably since they came out or something.
I think it's available on one of the services.
Yeah, it's on Prime. I just saw.
Okay.
They John Lithgow was in one of them. I don't remember him.
Everybody was in one.
Yeah.
It's almost like Law and Order.
Dom DeLuise. Lonnie Anderson. Dirk Benedict. Yeah.
I'm Captain Chaos.
Harvey Keitel. Wow, there's a lot of fucking people in there. Do you remember the movie when they were in the fucking plane and the dude was fucking drawing the fucking wheels on the fucking plane before so it would land?
I know I saw it, but
the B-52.
It didn't register with me as much as the Twilight Zone did, so I think I watched that a lot more.
Oh yeah, that was the best.
Yep.
The kid that fucking could fucking do anything with his fucking mind.
Oh, what the fuck was his name?
All I remember is fucking he made his sister have no mouth.
Mm-hmm. And that was that's Bart Simpson.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck was his name? You're gonna look it up.
I'm gonna look it up. I think it is Tim. Let me look. How many segments were there? Let's see. John Lithgow, he was on the plane.
Mm-hmm. Then the retirement home.
Yeah.
And then Vic Morrow's part, before they got the head chopped off.
Right. Kick the can.
Say, Doc, you like ice cream?
Do you remember the Creepshow movie? Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for the ride, lady.
And the fucking thing under the stairs that ate the bitch.
There was the one I remember, I think it was Creepshow, when they were on the lake and there was that black slick fucking goo shit that was fucking eating everybody. Kind of like the Blob.
It's hard to tell Creepshow 1 and 2 apart. So we'll just call them one movie.
Was that the one with the animated thing with the plants and the kid on the bike? Was that the first one?
They all had animated rejoiners in them. But there did have Stephen King was in one, and he turned from a guy sitting in his armchair into plants. So that may have been the live action beginning of the Rejoiner to another segment.
His name was Anthony.
Anthony. God damn it. I knew it was something.
I said Timmy. I was close.
Anthony!
Yeah, his sister got eaten by a cartoon dragon. I remember that. It fucking blew me away.
And then the grandfather was from Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the original black and white one.
Kevin McCarthy.
Yep.
That was Uncle Walt. I remember they always wanted to have peanut butter and hamburger fucking dinner or some shit like that every fucking day.
Like
they found the cigarettes in the fucking chick's fucking purse. They're like,
they found a picture of like the beach. Like, oh, I used to love the beach. Jesus Christ. But she came in baller, man. She's like, Anthony, I am not putting up with your shit. Somebody needs to tell you to fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, none of the other 4 or 5 of them ever thought to tell this kid off.
Guess not, because they didn't want to. That was the whole thing, right? They didn't want to fucking piss him off because they didn't want anything to happen to him.
Yeah, but look what happened when they did, or when she did.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know you want to be fucking held prisoner in fucking cartoon hell, but, here's some more peanut butter and hamburger sandwich.
Now she has like the fucking, the Wishmaster under her fucking control. Let's make the world a better place in my image, Anthony.
Yes. With a child like you, I could rule the world.
Good. Yes, make the flowers bloom. Yes. Mike, did you turn your stove off?
No, I'm good. Where are we sharing shit? We're in the on-air thing? Yeah.
Yeah,
thing.
That's good.
This is a cool piece of artwork I found while you guys were talking about Creepshow.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of dope. I like that style.
Yeah, the thing in the box under there. That's Ted Danson's head down the bottom.
I feel like I know that art style for some reason.
Like the line work.
I cannot identify artwork styles. I can by looking at them, but if you said, what is this style? I'd be like, nice.
Oh, yeah. I don't, yeah. If I see it, like if I see Todd McFarlane or Jim Lee or somebody, you know what I mean? Yeah, I can pick them out, but I wouldn't know what to, that whole art, like the, when I went through college and shit, I had to take like the actual like art classes and art history classes and all that shit. And it's like, I don't know if I gave a rat's ass about any of that, and we had to do drawings in certain styles. And the only reason I knew what the styles were is because I looked them up. Like, all right.
Oh, this is a post-impressionistic
exactly.
Blah, blah, blah.
That's knowledge that I don't have room in my brain for. Like I have a limited amount of space up there for songs and Photoshop abilities and, whatever.
Do you guys remember or did you hear about that artwork where the guy fucking duct taped the fucking banana to the wall? It was fucking art.
Yeah. Yep.
There was some kids were on a field trip somewhere. Some kid grabbed it and ate it.
The Jesus fresco thing might be my favorite. Fresco thing might be my favorite thing ever. Did you see that one?
No.
The Jesus fresco. The guy, he did a. I don't know if he was like the janitor or what the fuck he was doing, but there was a Jesus fresco that was like needed restoring, or maybe it didn't, but he felt like it needed restoring. And let me just show you what his results were.
Oh, I remember you talking about that. Yeah,
that was in some.
That's well done.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, it looks just like him.
I mean, he needed at least 5 minutes to do this. Where was security?
Nice.
So I have a funny off the subject. I have a funny story about my dad for you guys that I think you'll get a little chuckle out of.
All right.
So I am my dad's geek squad. When there's shit going wrong with his computer, or even when there's not shit going wrong with his computer, but it's just something that he can't figure out because he's, a 70-year-old guy and he has iPad and iMac and the phone and all the Apple TV and all this shit. And to his credit, he he tries. You know what I mean? Like a lot of old fucks won't even touch that shit. But so I got to figure a lot of things out for him when they're going wrong. And he just recently got a new computer and something, I don't know if he did an update on the phone as well, but something kicked him out of his Google account, like on his Google app. And it was asking him to sign in. And it was sending him that like 2-part verification thing where it sends a code to one of your other devices. And basically, long story short, he just wasn't following all the way through. He would get a couple steps into it and then quit and then not figure out like why he wasn't signed in. Mm-hmm. So I went up and he tells me this and I get in there and I see what he's doing and I do the entire thing and get him signed back in. And I inadvertently on the Google app, I hit his search history. There's a thing down at the bottom where it has like the home button and then on the right side it says tabs. Yeah, so if you don't clear that out, it could save tons of tabs. Anyways, he had 20 tabs saved and I couldn't help myself. I had to go in and see like what he was looking up. So 19 out of those 20 tabs was like Philadelphia Eagles shit, like Bleeding Green Nation and, you know, birdgang.com and this and that and the other thing or whatever. And then 1 out of those 20 was he tried to search for nude pictures of one of the Miss America winners a couple of years ago. Oh man. And I was like, I had this little, like, I felt a little like pride. It was like, oh, look at the old man still.
Hell yeah.
Gives a fuck.
I'm still letting my pencil, son.
Did you bookmark the fappening for him then?
I should have like searched one while I was there and then just not close the app, but just did the thing where you like knock it off the screen. That way, when he pulls it open next time, like that's the first thing that's on there.
Next time he bugs you to come over and do that, open a tab, direct it to meatspin.com, and just minimize it.
Meat spin.
Ooh, sorry,
Meat
I just
spin,
saw
lemon party, blue waffle, any of those things.
There was an incident years ago, Chris, and this is even Transformers related. Do you remember the Hard Hero statues? They were like busts of like G1 characters. They were really like cartoony.
Like Diamond Select, right?
Yeah. So yeah, they distributed, but Hard Hero was like the manufacturer of these statues, and they had just come out. And at that time, there was like that was back during maybe like the late '90s, early 2000s, where there was a real lull in the action as far as like there wasn't a lot of like new Transformer shit out there, especially for G1 stuff. Mm. So I hit my boy John up and I told him about it. I said, yeah, man. I'm like, I said to have a website, you know, hardhero.com. So he's sitting at the table for Thanksgiving dinner with his entire family, and the computer's right there in the dining room, and he got done eating and went over and he didn't remember that I had told him to go check this website out. Well, he added an S to the end and typed in hardheroes.com. And this was, and what makes it even better is this was back during the dial-up days. So you remember when you would be on dial-up and the pictures would start at the top and they would like scroll, they would like, you know, a strip at a time or whatever. He went to hardheroes.com, the whole family's sitting there, and he went to hardheroes.com and the picture started coming in, like the main page picture, and it was like 3 dudes dressed as superheroes, and they were standing in like that Superman, that like quintessential Superman pose and shit. And the strips kept coming down, and when they got below the waist, nobody was wearing pants. And there was this 3 cocks flapping in the wind, and he was like, you know, when you're trying to shut a window quick, you can't.
Oh God, yeah. But I mean, at least they weren't doing anything with each other, right?
Also true. Yeah, also true. They were just posing.
It could have been way fucking worse.
Could have been way worse.
I mean, you know, number one, I mean, I guess you wouldn't have to take the cowl off for Batman to suck Superman's dick. Plus, I guess he would hold on to the ears. It would be good ballast.
You got to get out more, man. You're spending way too much time in that vicinity right around your house, man.
I remember hearing stories about Dick Ward, about how he has this fucking huge junk or whatever, and it was always hard for him to film the fucking episodes of fucking Batman. Dick Ward.
Burt Ward, you mean?
Is it Burt Ward?
Burt Ward, yeah.
Burt Ward, yeah. That's it.
Wait, and he played who?
Robin.
Oh, okay.
and to Adam West.
Oh, of course they grabbed the guy with a giant wang for
the
dude wearing that outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't remember if he ever did porn or not, but I forget. But yeah, there was like they always had problems fucking trying to hide his junk because it's supposed to be a family show.
I wonder if fucking like that time when the many times they climbed up the wall, but the one time that Sammy Davis Jr. popped out, if you know, he got a little bit more than he bargained for, and that's why he's only got the one eye.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you go back and watch all his material before then, and he's like he looks surprised all the time. He's got like 2 big round eyes and shit on him. Yeah, that's great. Hey, what's up with question number 2? Are we about to to kick it into the next gear here?
Okay, let's see. Some of them are just really basic, so. If you were put in solitary confinement for 6 months, what would you do to stay sane?
Masturbate. I mean, what else do you do? And work out. I would do a lot of push-ups. I would. What else do you do? Like, what else is there to do? Like,
masturbate and push-ups. That's it.
Masturbate and push-ups. Like,
just work out.
If you're doing a lot of masturbating and a lot of push-ups.
Yeah, I'm coming out of there jacked. Yep.
Well, jacked, and there's. I want to know where the fluid is going.
Just lining the walls with liver.
Well, I mean, I would probably be really like, I would be as organized as possible. I would probably pick just like the far corner and let it rip in there, and you know, it is what it is.
Come on down the cum corner.
No.
Well, whatever, Jed. What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm usually like in solitary confinement, so I guess if I had a computer, I'd just be like living at home normally. But solitary, I mean, that's just fucking sitting there. I don't know. I just enjoy the silence, I think.
You and your thoughts, man. Yeah, right. Yeah, you just enjoy time, not hearing chat.
Yeah. That 3 months of that'd be fucking awesome. Then I'd probably be wondering what the fuck do I do? I don't know. I can't remember if it was a movie or something, but I remember somebody saying that they used to think of baseball games, like all the fucking players and their stats and everything like that, to stay sane.
Just
and they would play the baseball games in their head. I can't remember what movie that was from. I'd probably do that. I'd probably like think of all the different episodes of cartoons or shows or something like that and just have them replay in my head.
All right.
Or sleep. I don't think I would work out though. Fuck that. How the fuck would I do that?
Oh, I would come out of there jacked.
Why am I in solitary confinement anyway though? Probably because I fucking jammed the pencil in someone's fucking neck. So it's not like they're going to fucking come at me anyway. You know? They already know I'm fucking crazy because I killed that old lady and fucking wore her face for 3 states.
Just 3.
Just 3. That's when they got me. Anyway, but Mike, you do you.
Yeah. It's amazing how different we are.
So, have you and either of you guys been watching or seen an episode of that new Arnold Schwarzenegger show, Fubar?
I saw that actually on our preview list for it, but I did not. I'm not going to either. Probably. It's actually pretty good.
Is it? I'm 3.5 episodes into it. The premise is fucking stupid, but it's a throwback to the shit that we like. You know, the action kind of stuff. But it's got an element of humor, and it's not bad.
Oh, cool! I'll have to check it out. It was like just like I always wanted to watch that Jean-Claude Van Damme fucking show too, where it was like him, but he was like secretly a fucking secret agent. You know what I mean?
No, I missed that one.
It's called JCVD. It's supposed to be really good, but I never got around to watching it.
I clocked that with him at Time Cop.
I watched fuck. I gotta go look up the name of it now.
While you're looking that up, I'll throw in real quick because he brought up Arnold that I actually finally like watched End of Days. I never saw End of Days.
Oh my god, that's a great one.
It is a great movie. You know what? You know why I never watched it? I think so remember how Guns N' Roses it took them forever to put Chinese Democracy out?
Uh-huh.
So and then the song was terrible when it came out, and it was on the End of Days soundtrack, and I didn't see End of Days back when it came out, and then I think years later something got twisted where I started remembering End of Days bad because Chinese democracy was bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that makes zero fucking sense, but I somewhere along the lines I thought the movie was no good, but it was actually just the fucking band that was on the soundtrack that put out an album that was no good.
Nah,
And
man, I get it.
I saw it was on the other night, and I TiVoed it, and I went back and watched it, and it was pretty fucking good, man. It's like, you know, because Arnold's not really like a TiVo. We have TiVo. Yeah, we have
You have a TiVo? They still make that shit?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I technically have a TiVo, but Xbox calls it, or Comcast calls it the Xfinity box or whatever the fuck it is. It's just a TiVo with a different name.
Wow.
Your set-top box is a TiVo.
So just a digital video recorder, like a DVR?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But you actually have a TiVo, Mike?
It's an actual TiVo, yeah.
Is there still a subscription service to TiVo?
I honestly couldn't tell you because like Vanessa works for the cable company, so she just kind of gets all that shit.
I thought they went out of business like a long time ago. Guess I'm not. Guess not. Do you have one of those jitterbug phones too?
Yeah. I'm on it right now.
Oh yeah.
I want to call my grandson.
Get the big ass numbers.
Oh, what is it again, Herbert?
Shut the fuck up.
So when
hold the fort, Agnes.
Platonic was the name of the show.
Platonic.
Yeah, it was Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne.
Oh, the one that's just out now.
Yeah, it's like 4 episodes in, maybe something
He's
like
got
that.
some like shaved head looking fucking thing, or like cornrows real tight, some weird Jew fro. I don't know.
Her? No.
Him.
Oh, you have like these.
Rogan,
it's
that's
just,
what
like,
he always
shaved.
looked like.
He looks old though, but
Yeah, I just caught a quick look at him as he's throwing this. Like, I keep seeing the ad when I log in,
yeah,
and he's throwing a fucking can of Coke or something at her, and she deflects it, and he just looks like hell.
he went through a divorce. That was like the whole concept. They were like good friends before he was married, and now he just got divorced. She saw it on fucking Facebook or whatever. So she like fucking got back together to hang out with him and stuff like that. And he like owns a bar and or a brewery or a bar and a brew pub. And she has like the family life now, and he's still like living, the single life. So the two, like the last episode, they were all like, "Hey, let's do some cocaine," right? And she's like, "I haven't done cocaine." She's like, he's like, "Come on." He's like, "Just do some cocaine." So the one guy was like, "Oh yeah, it's a fucking called what was it called? Special K or CK or something like that." It was cocaine and ketamine.
Oh God, damn it!
So she was doing some pretty fucking funny fucking humor after that. That's okay. It's not that bad.
All right, I'll take a look. Call Platonic.
Yeah. Mike,
Yes.
new anime by Mappa called Hell's Paradise.
Oh yeah,
I think you dig it. It's cool. So they gather up all these criminals and shit like that. Like it's like that's the same type of time period in Japan, like late Edo or whatever. And I think the Shogun or whatever, or something like that, they found like an island that has like an elixir of life. Apparently it's supposed to like, I don't know, either make you immortal or, makes you not fucking age or whatever. So they gather up all these criminals and they say, "Hey, if you go to this island and find this and bring it back, we'll pardon you of all your crimes and shit like that." So it's kind of like this weird anime Dirty Dozen type of thing. And it's really good. And the main character is like this fucking shinobi type of fucking assassin dude,
Right.
And every criminal has like a samurai that has to accompany them, and if they don't come back with the samurai like as a chaperone, then they don't get the fucking thing. So there's this chick who's like fucking part of a clan that fucking beheads criminals. Like her whole family's been doing it like that for years. And she's partnered up with this fucking dude, and it's really good. It's like, and they get to the island, it's all this really weird fucking shit. You like shit you see like in like what was that fucking anime from that night? Dark City, something City, Wicked City.
Demon City?
That one?
Oh, yeah. Wicked City. Wicked City.
All like weird shit like that. So like they have these like butterflies with like human faces and shit, and there's these fucking giant like godlike things that are like half fish and stuff. It's really fucking weird, and they're like it's like just this fucking horror, and like it's like the island is growing like every single fucking flower known to man. It's supposed to be beautiful, but it's actually like fucking like chaos because it's just it's too much life at the same time.
Give me the name again.
Hell's Paradise.
Hell's Paradise. Yeah, I'll look it up.
It's it's 8 episodes so far,
and it's on.
I don't know, fucking on the internet where I downloaded it from.
It's probably on Crunchyroll.
It's probably on Crunchyroll, or something like that. I don't know if there's I think about half of them have English subs or dubs so far, but check it out.
Oh, so this is brand new.
Yeah.
And that's just something I cannot get into is anime. I've tried. It's just I don't dig it, and I fucking revere cartoons. But
I mean, for you, I can see why, because you probably see a lot of this goofy shit that's coming out now, where it's like the real big eyes and the little mouths and the screaming dialogue,
crying, all the crying,
and all that shit, and that shit all annoys the shit out of me too. But
that's the other thing. This has like 1 out of 5, maybe half out of 5 tissue boxes.
Oh,
rating.
That's good. Yeah, good.
Yep. Yeah, nobody's crying.
Any octopus like tentacle? NT?
There are technical tentacles in one. Yep.
Like Chris, did you ever try watching the Castlevania? I know Castlevania wasn't like straight up Japanese anime, but it was
like Western anime.
I don't remember.
Or like
probably not.
I would probably tell you that if you watch Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, you would probably dig that. Like if you ever chose to watch an anime, that's a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of anime, real quick, Jed, and I'll keep this short because I know Chris don't give a fuck. But
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take this opportunity to go get something else to drink.
All right. So I went over to Levy's on Saturday to pick this Storm. Mafex Storm came out, and he was watching some YouTube shit. And are you familiar with the Foosh?
The Foosh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Foosh, okay. So Foosh Toys apparently is, and I'm going to say that every once in a while I got to figure out how to make shelf space for a new line, because this one's definitely something that I'm going to be in on. But Foosh Toys is going to be doing a Ninja Scroll line.
Oh,
yes.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And apparently Levy told me that he did those. I want to say was it the ninjas? Remember the ninja that he got before the G.I. Joe Classify came out, so he can make it into Shadow or whatever, like whatever. They were like just plain old, like, yeah. But if I remember correctly, like they were pretty decent quality.
I think so. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. But that's all I know is that they got a Ninja Scroll line in the works. And honestly, that's an easy buy, because I mean, as long as they're 1/12 scale, because you could fit the whole important cast on one D12 shelf, because all you really need is Jubei, the girl, the crazy old man, and then like Gemma and the 8 devils, really, right?
Was there 8? Yeah, I guess there was 8.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. It's like,
I mean, you don't need
the old man and Jinbei.
You don't really need all them samurai. They had like the troop builder samurais and all them guys.
No.
Right? I would just want the main cast, and that had me psyched, man, early on a Saturday.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I don't know. I'll be keeping my eye open, keeping my finger on the pulse of that situation.
That's like if they would do like a Vampire Hunter D,
Oh, man, yeah,
line,
you know what?
And then you get all the guys, like the same guys, like from that movie, from Bloodlust, and just like the fucking Shadow dude, and there was that Shadow guy in Ninja Scroll, right? The guy with the chains and the claws.
There was a similar guy.
Yeah,
Ninja Scroll. I remember there was the blind samurai.
Yep, the snake chick.
There was the snake chick. There was the guy that had the bees inside him.
Yep, and then the real big dude with the fucking twirling fucking death baton.
Yep. And then there was who had the electricity? Somebody had electricity powers, didn't that guy? He's a gay character.
Oh yeah, because he had like threads attached to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like second in command or some shit. I think it's been a while since I've seen that movie.
It's been a while, but man, that was a great movie. And they came out with a series, but ever since then, that's another franchise that's kind of starved for something. And I feel like it has a lot of fans, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yep. Faux show.
They just started. Man, who was it? Now is it? It's not Figma. It's SH Figuarts. Was doing Berserk.
Oh, is that right?
They pre-ordered Guts and fuck and holy shit, I forgot his name.
Guts and fuck, I like that.
Oh my god, I can't remember his name.
What, the silver-haired guy, the main character?
Yeah,
one of us can...
Oh my god, I can't remember.
Griffith.
Thank you. I knew it was on the G. Griffith. Yeah. I was gonna say Gibson. I'm like, that's not right. Gibson and Guts. No, yeah, Griffith, and he has a horse that comes. You fucking buy a horse with him and stuff too. So nice. I have a feeling they're gonna be doing a bunch of characters from that fucking show.
That's right on my borderline of like, do I need that or don't I need that?
Oh, that's an immediate buy.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
So, you know, I am grateful. I'm pretty much into one fucking thing.
It's tough.
I'm actually kind of happy that I'm not fucking buying Transformers anymore. Fucking, I saw some of the prices on some of that shit lately, and I was just like, yeesh.
I don't know how you kept your discipline, Chris, because like I'm a fairly disciplined dude, but like once I was in my own little Transformer world too, and then I started meeting all these motherfuckers in the realm and hardcore collectors, and you know, and it's just like it's almost inevitable. Like you keep seeing all this other cool shit that's out there that you're going to end up buying some of it, but and I was in your room, so I know you ain't bullshitting me. He does is like 90%, 95% Transformers and a couple little like tribute shelves to other properties. And that's like, yeah, that's a pretty amazing feat of discipline. Because I know you've been around all these people as long as I have, if not longer.
Yep. I mean, in the 90s, I collected Star Wars Power of the Force 2 shit. And like everybody else, I thought, hey, I'm going to hold on to this shit. I'm going to buy 2 of each, you know, put one away. It's going to be fucking worth, you know. And I lugged it from apartment to apartment to house. And finally got rid of, I think it was 10 tubs worth of fucking shit. Like the big old Rubbermaid fuckers, not the little ones, the big ones.
Yeah.
Full of all my Star Wars shit, not just figures, the fucking CCG cards.
Right.
The tin collector cards, the fucking Hamilton collection plates, the Rose Art fucking markers, everything. The tablecloths, the empty bags of fucking Doritos. So I got soured on that. So, you know, Star Wars still occupies a small space in my collection, but it's kind of like heroin. If I go back to it, I'd be fucked.
Right.
And honestly, I don't have any desire whatsoever to go back to it because there's just too much.
Yeah. I actually said something like exactly like that to Jed and Levy maybe on the last episode that I was on. Was like, there's this, you know, like when you were away, we were talking about Ninja Scroll. Ninja Scroll's 10 characters, 11 characters, like 3, like the main protagonist and 2 of his people, and then like the main antagonist, and then his team of like 7 or 8 guys, and then that's all you really need. So something like that's kind of an easy collect. But when you're talking about Star Wars, man, you're talking about just an unbelievably vast universe with so many fucking characters. Like,
and it keeps getting bigger and fucking bigger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the slope keeps getting slipperier and slipperier because like I thought about it at it, you know, I'm like, yeah, you know, all I'm gonna need is like, you know, Luke and Leia and Han and Chewie and R2D2 and I started naming these characters and a couple of the bad characters, and I'm like, well, you know, I should probably get like and the goalposts, as I was even just thinking about it, the goalposts kept moving inch by inch. It's like, where do you stop?
It's like going to a dollar store. It's only $1. Or you fucking leave, it's $100 worth of shit you bought.
Right. And you only
it
need
is
like
shit.
$2 worth. It is shit. Yep.
Yeah, I think the only remaining pieces of my Star Wars collection are I have a really nice CinemaCast porcelain statue of Darth Vader. I have a Power Force 2 R2 that I dirtied up to make him look like Dagobah R2. I got a couple models, the Millennium Falcon and Slave 1 that I painted and built myself in the 90s, the Erdl models. And then I kept the 12 original figures and built a stand for them. And a fake backdrop that kind of looks like the early bird special backdrop, but it's not. And that's it.
I got I got that snow speeder that came out a couple of years ago. That's actually nice. I got Luke for it and Dak, and it's nice. It's pretty good size too. I have it up on top of one of my shelves. It comes with a sort of a stand that you can buy for it, but that was actually pretty.
Wait, Luke and who?
Dak.
Yeah, it's Gunner.
Oh yeah, Dak. Yeah. He falls off the speeder right before the playoffs.
Yeah, he has fucking shot, fried, and fucking
squished.
Stomped. Yeah.
I put that joke in there for Chris.
I'm ready to take on the whole Empire, Luke. You go get him, Dak. You go get him.
I got a malfunction in fire control.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. They have like the guns pop up, the landing gear comes down, and there's like the tow cable and everything. And Dak has this fucking, what was that? A grenade? Fucking the repel thing.
Launcher.
Yeah.
Oh, that
yeah. So yeah, it was kind of cool. Got that, and then I got the probe droid. That's kind of cool too. And I got the Han Solo with the furry hood and Chewie, so I can make that whole like Hoth scene.
Okay. Are you building a diorama or something? Yeah,
eventually. Which is gonna be fucking simple. It's just gonna be fucking white. Off blue, kind of just fucking put it together as like a thing. But yeah, and then I just got a Vader and a Bespin Luke. That's it. All Empire.
Okay, so your Star Wars collection is just Empire.
That's it. Just those. Okay. I think I have I have that fucking stupid Princess Leia that came with fucking Han too. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with her. Because there's that UK figure set where they were supposed to be fucking arguing in the hallway, and it was like a hallway scene. So it was the two of them, but that was the only Han that came with like the actual like furry like hood and stuff. So
meanwhile, he wasn't even wearing it in that fucking scene.
Yeah, and it was like a blue, like they actually had the blue jacket, the right color. Okay. Not fucking the brown wait, it was a brown jacket, not the blue jacket. I forget whatever the right fucking color is. I think it's brown.
It's a dark gray jacket.
Dark gray. That's it. Yeah, it was the right color. Anyway, but I got like 2 of those, and that's it. That's my limit of my Star Wars stuff. And
like you were saying, like how I've stayed around all the other shit and people, seeing. I mean, there is a bit of like I wish I had more to talk to with people about, but. As far as the shit, I just look at it. It's like, I don't need to buy that. I'm not attracted to it. Like Mythic Legions. I see those things at like all the toy shows. They look really cool.
Yep.
No interest.
I'm with you on the Mythic Legions. I think they're awesome, but I had one for a while because Nate just gave me one. But yeah, never had any. Because I see that snowball coming before it turns into a boulder. Like. There's just so much of that shit out there.
I'll tell you what, talking about flipping things though, that's a good line to flip.
Yeah.
You buy that shit when it comes out, like the total package where you get one of everything in the line. Yeah. It comes out to be like 20 some bucks a figure. You're turning around selling them for 80. Nice. Fucking like a month later.
Yeah, I mean if that has some kind of investment potential, that's a good line to get. But even only for flipping.
Yeah. I mean you have to it's like one of those. It's just one of those things where you set the demand for it. It has to be there. Like I picked up 3 of the Beskar Mandalorians Figmas, I think they were when they came out, and those sold out like in like 1 second on Ami, and I turned around and flipped those for like $100 a piece.
Nice.
Like a month later.
I gotta get you that money. I almost forgot about that.
You better give me that fucking money.
Send me a text or with your address in. I'll take care of it right now.
What's that? Go ahead.
Send me money?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just jed.varga@gmail.com.
You might actually be saved in
It's
here.
not like it's weird code or anything like that. It's just my name at Gmail.
Oh, there you are. And it was 130, right?
Yeah, that's right. Good math. You did it. Yep. Way to go.
I've done the math.
You've done the math.
Dude, that shit had me laughing when Chris, when I commented on Brother Kyle's the car payments. I read that and I'm like, it looks so dumb because it looked like I thought there was no way that two $600 payments could add up to $1,200. Like the way I had it worded.
I literally read that 5 fucking times over again. I said it out loud, and I'm like, he's retarded.
No, yeah, I really should have. I really should have switched the sentences because I can't believe that anybody would have
a $600 a month car payment.
Yeah.
No, once you explained yourself, I'm like, yes, that makes sense. Okay, but you just put it in the wrong order.
Yeah.
I just figured you were high.
You're like, how can two $600 payments be $1,200? How can it happen?
I inadvertently wasted a bunch of Chris's time that day.
I remember I went out drinking the one time and I drank so much that I couldn't do fucking math. And I was trying to figure out like a tip on the fucking receipt. And I was like doing like long division and shit, like all over the fucking receipt to try to figure out what the tip was supposed to be.
And
like,
they saw it. You know they saw it.
Yeah, it was written all over. It was like fucking terrible. I was like scratching shit out. I'm like, that's not right. I'm like, fuck them. Like, you're fucking wasted, Jed. Here, let's fucking just give him $20.
the girl that works in my office that does the billing, Adrian. I fucking love Adrian, man. She cracks me up on a daily basis. But she came up to the boss to ask him how much she was supposed to charge for some job that we did, and he was giving her numbers, and it was like there was like 10 items on the receipt or on the bill. And he says, you have to, do this, that. And then he goes, you add 20%. And she goes to each individual item or the total.
Jesus Christ. Look, I'll give her this. If she's being completely technical, if you do it, adding it to each individual item, you may be off by a penny when you fucking get to the end.
Right. From rounding. Yeah, right. If you don't round. Or if you do round, I should say.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, you can't. You could try to give her that credit, but that's not really what was going through her head.
Yeah, if it's the picture of that like blonde chick that was probably inappropriately dressed that you posted one time.
Oh, yeah. And Adrian's. Yeah. That was Adrian. Yep.
It was like booty shorts. The fucking pockets are hanging out the ass.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's nice to look at. I'm not complaining about it, but it's you don't wear that to work.
I thought, well, our shop, it's just we're isolated back there.
Thursday was my wife's birthday, and I went out on some jobs. And on the way back, I stopped at a bakery and went in. I picked a cake out of the container or the freezer, and I take it up. And the girl comes out of the back. She's got on booty shorts and a fucking half top, and tits are just blazing.
Right.
And she's like 21 and perfect. And I'm like, can I just buy this cake? I'm trying not to look.
Yeah.
But I'm just a man.
Ew, fucking old man creeping on me. Ew.
Hey, but you never know, man. There's some fucking weird bras out there that like old guys.
Yeah, I mean, the whole like DILF fucking movement and dad bod thing.
All those movements always come along like too late for me. It's always like, they never come along at an opportune time where you could like take advantage of whatever it is that's going on.
Amen. Like fucking ass eating, for instance. Now it's just commonplace.
Right.
Like if you were in ass eating, like when we were coming up, you had to be in a solid fucking relationship to bring that shit up.
Yeah. Now it's just now it's just part of the regular playbook.
Exactly. And I remember hearing something on a radio show about like blowjob parties.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about those. Yeah, the rainbow party.
I never got
the rainbow with the fucking lipstick and everything. I'm like, holy fucking shit! Was I born a little too early?
Mm-hmm.
Not that I would be getting any of the fucking blowjobs. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves.
I just said I never got invited to any of those parties. I don't know. I had the wrong friends or some shit.
Dude, I went to the grade school with all the same kids, like all 17, 18 of them. You hear?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, because my screen went off. My screen went off, and then it was dead, and I'm like, oh, fuck, did that fuck everything up?
No, you're good.
But no, I went to the grade school with the same kids, and we got to be like 13 or whatever. We went over to one of my friend's house, and they popped out the Budweiser ponies. And I'd had a taste of beer, bringing my grandfather's beers over the years, and I understood it to be garbage, and I didn't want to drink. So that just added to my uncool allure. Right. So it just seemed like every decision that I could make as a child just made me that much less cool.
I was talking to this other dude I work with, Russ, and he was talking to me about being in a band, like coming up, I started playing out when I was around 21, 22 years old. And he made this comment and was like, oh man, you must have, just scored tons of chicks or whatever. And it's like, no, because it was fucked up how it worked out for me, because every time I was in a good band that was playing in front of a lot of people, I was married. Yeah, I was going to say, weren't you married for a bulk of that? A bulk of it, and then the only time that I was in the band when I wasn't married, I was in a fucking god-awful fucking band that nobody would have wanted to listen to anyway, so it was really, never any of that opportunity. Funny. It's like, I looked at him like, yeah, that's crazy, man. I've been in a band all these years for the love of music. Could you imagine that shit?
What are you, some kind of fucking music nerd?
Why would anybody be in a band for music?
It baffles the mind. Are we ready for a third question?
Yeah. I was just gonna say.
As you get older, what are you becoming more and more afraid of?
Heights for sure. I'm way more scared of heights than I used to be.
Okay, good. All right, not good, but that's happened. That's happened to me. I mean, I've had years of bridge phobia now.
That happened to me a couple years ago, where I was driving down the turnpike, and I was like, "Ugh!" I'm like, "That fucking bridge is high. Why? What?" I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with me?" I'm like, "This fucking a bridge." Is that type of bridge phobia like that?
Yeah, like when you're on it and you feel like claustrophobic, or you feel like you're losing control of the vehicle, like it's veering off, even though you're going perfectly straight.
Yep. Yeah, like, that's a weird. That's like a vertigo thing, I think.
Yeah,
because you're seeing the fucking distance from the bridge into whatever trees or whatever you're looking at, the water or something.
And then while you're up there, you're like white knuckling it, and you're like, why the fuck is it necessary for this thing to be up this high?
Yeah, right.
Like the fucking boats that go under this aren't even nearly anywhere near it.
Yeah, that came and went for me. It goes away after a while. It's like
yeah, I mean, mine does ebb and flow, but it never goes low tide. It's always fucking high tide with floodwaters.
I did a an extremely healthy amount of Daredevil shit as a teenager and in my 20s that I would not touch with a 10-foot pole in my 30s and 40s, especially in my 40s, So I think like you're young and you're stupid, so you just think that you're indestructible, and then like that indestructibility starts wearing off. Like, like I rolled my ankle in the kitchen or in the living room, like unprovoked, and I missed
just getting up from the couch,
and I missed the fucking softball half or 3/4 of the softball season. So like, you know what I mean? And I started thinking about some of the shit I did when I was a kid. And I'm like, I must have been out of my fucking minds, man. Like crazy, yeah. But it's mostly like the Daredevil shit, like not anything. Just heights and walking across fucking train tracks, trestles and shit like that, and just you know what I mean, at the wrong time. Like what was that movie, the Stand By Me or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of, we all did that kind of shit when we were younger. Like, I wouldn't go anywhere near that shit now.
Dude, mine is so fucking bad. Like I watch movies like that. Or like, I just happened to watch Staying Alive or Saturday Night Fever a couple months ago because I'd never seen it. I'm like, all right, I'll give this hunk of shit a try, and I want that time back. But there's a scene where like they're walking on the fucking bridge, like on the beams and everything underneath, and some guy dies. And like when I feel the tension, I feel it in my ass cheeks. Not trying to be funny. It really is. No, it's not even clenching. It's the ass cheeks are like vibrating me back, like trying to pull me back away from whatever height.
Oh my God.
Because my family took a trip to Niagara Falls right in the fucking middle of the goddamn pandemic.
Niagara Falls.
Slowly I turn. Yeah, so, Niagara Falls is completely safe. You're not going to fall over the edge. But anytime I got anywhere near it, I was just like, the ass was just pulling me away. And there's an overlook thing that people can go up and then walk out over the thing, and it's all windy and fucking shit up there. Looks like a Bespin platform. And my wife's like, let's go up there. I'm like, go fuck yourself. She took one of the kids up, and the other one didn't want to go. The whole trip, I'm like, Daddy's staying back here. So I'm worried I'm putting my fucking phobias on my kids and shit. So I'm having talks with them like, look, Daddy just fucking can't deal with it. Don't let me stop you from doing the stuff you want. Like, whatever, Dad.
Sorry,
I picture your ass as like I know you've never seen Vampire Hunter D, but Jed, you have. Like, I picture his ass like the hand, like Vampire Hunter D's hand. Like, it's like a separate, like, parasitic, creature that lives on his ass, but it needs Chris to survive, So
now, man, it's like that cartoon, the humanoids, like the fucking Gleep and Gloop. That's one of each of his ass cheeks, like they're trying to fucking grab onto something. Fucking
right, yeah.
I maintain that the shmoo and those things are the same species.
I agree.
Wait, I agree.
The shmoo just had a fucking mustache to disguise himself, I think.
Yeah, a little bow tie or some fucking gay shit.
Oh, the shmoo. Yeah, whiskers. Is that what we're talking about?
He looks like a seal. Yeah,
he looked like a seal. Yeah.
You remember fucking the humanoids with the dragon and the fucking.
I remember in humanoids. But I do not remember the shmoo character.
Was that Galtar?
Galtar. Was that his name? And his fucking wife and the kids and the fucking triceratops that shot rocks.
The Herculoids.
Herculoids, yeah.
Yeah, man. The Herculoids.
Some garbage fucking cartoons.
Yeah, but they were awesome when they were.
Oh yeah.
When they happened.
Oh, speaking about cartoons, I watched that Ren and Stimpy fucking documentary.
You said or
the whole thing this time.
Yeah.
And that dude, fucking John, whatever K, because whatever you pronounce his fucking last name.
Yeah.
He's fucked up. He's a big fucking piece of shit too. I never realized like how bad, like pedophile wise, he is.
He's got Jared on speed dial.
He would fucking go to the fan club, and he would like flip through the fucking letters that would come in and find like young girls and like fucking write them back and shit and try to fucking like groom them and stuff so they could fucking come out and live with them and shit.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. It's like, and he did it. He like went out to some fucking girl's house. She was like 16 and fucking met her parents and fucking had her move out to fucking LA with them and stuff.
Holy shit. And the parents fucking, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, yeah, sure.
You just assume that all parents have the same value to their children.
Nope.
No, you want this one? Look, oh, you don't like this one? Yeah, that one has claw hoof. Okay, come over here.
Just fucking take her. She's like, I still have nightmares of him. I'm like, holy
log. It's log. It's big. It's heavy. It's wood.
I sent you that money, by the way, Jed. Also, I got a piece of toy news. Like, I know to slip into the conversation here. So I remember, I guess it was maybe the last podcast I was on. We talked about the Grimlock, that Robeson is doing a Grimlock.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. And that one, I believe, is transformable, although I never saw it in Dinobot mode and T-Rex mode. So I'm not even 100% sure, but did you guys see the Bumblebee, the G1 Bumblebee?
Yeah, that's pretty good looking.
I was just looking at it. I saw the video for it, but it doesn't transform.
It doesn't transform. So I agree with Chris. I think it looks really good, but it not transforming is most of the charm, honestly.
Yeah, and if it doesn't transform, it damn well better have Dan Gilvison's fucking voice in it.
Right, and yeah.
And it doesn't.
And it doesn't. It doesn't. It's just it's weird, but like I was watching it, and at least the video that I saw, it looked a little more fluid in its movement, a little more like humanoid, kind of the way, I mean, not perfectly humanoid, but it didn't move so robotic, so to speak, as much as the Optimus Prime did. But I just know that from, as far as like from a gimmick standpoint and from a wow kind of standpoint, everybody that's ever been over here to my house that I've shown that thing to, it's always the transformation just blows their doors off. All that other shit with him fucking walking around and shuffling his big stupid feet all over the place and pointing the gun and all that stuff is like, that's all fine and good. You can make him do push-ups and play air guitar and all that shit. Like, that's all fine and cool. But to see that motherfucker transform from truck into robot mode and then do a couple things and then transform back into truck mode and drive off is like, that's where it's at. So I don't know what, I mean, I'm sure some people were going to buy the Bumblebee, but
I thought you were going to say, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking when they
I don't know what they were thinking. Like, that's like, to me, it's kind of lazy. Like, I mean, robots that just plain old robots that walk around and do shit. I know these are going to be interactive and you can, voice activate them and all that. But I'm talking about just like the functionality of it. Like, those kind of robots have been around for a long time, like let me see the bugs turn into that robot. And then it's like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, but I mean, you come out of the gate with, pop and lock Optimus Prime, that transforms and, does his herky jerky movements.
Yeah.
But he transforms. So you give him a pass.
Right.
Wasn't there another one? Like, not Grimlock. There was some other one.
There was
there was another Optimus.
Yeah, yeah.
The Baber's Optimus.
Not transforming.
Oh, well, no, I thought he was transforming.
No.
Oh, okay.
So you come out with the transforming thing and then the trailer for that thing. And then you go totally non-transforming.
Yeah, I wonder if the Grimlock is going to transform or not. Like, I would hope so, but
if they stick to the G1 transformation, it should be simple enough to pull off.
It should be, yeah.
They would have to, right? Because now you either have just a fucking robot dinosaur or just a fucking unknowing robot that most people won't recognize. Like the fucking, the non-nerd fucking culture. They're not going to look at that and go, oh, that's fucking Grimlock. They're just going to be like, that's a fucking robot, Yep. But if it's a fucking turns to a T-Rex and you're like, oh, well, that's Grimlock, I think, Yeah. I wonder how many fucking people are going to buy that shit. I guess we'll find out and see how well it does.
It says that the Grimlock does transform.
Oh, good.
The Grimlock does transform. I'm looking at it on.
But they didn't have a video of him yet, right?
They don't have a video. They just have. Okay. I'm on a TFW thread, and they have like a page out of the instruction booklet, and they have some other text here from the site. Actually, the Robeson site. So yeah, that's gonna transform. Yeah, I don't know, man. The Bumblebee was just a weird. Like, honestly, the transformation is worth more to me than the way that it looks, which is the exact opposite way that I feel about Masterpiece Transformers. Like, I want that motherfucker to look completely awesome in robot mode and at least pretty decent in car mode. And if the transformation is kind of is kind of frustrating, like, that's fine. But with this stuff, with the Robeson stuff, like, it's all about the transformation. I want to see that thing turn into something. And I'd rather have a Bumblebee that looked less than stellar, kind of like the Prime. And you know what, to be fair, like, they did a halfway decent job at not making the Prime look really dumb in robot mode. Like, he looks decent, but I would much rather have that kind of Bumblebee where it's maybe a little slightly wonky looking, but the transformation is there. So they
in other robot news, the MDLX showed the Starscream that went up for pre-order. And
I think that's cool as hell, man.
Surprisingly, they bumped it up I think it was like $30 or $40 more than what the others were. Price
Is that
point.
right? Huh.
And then there was a rumored or I think a leaked image of Ultra Magnus coming out too. So it looks like they're going strong with that line.
Yeah.
I'm all in on that.
I still have this blaster. I still have this Fansoy's blaster sitting. To show you how busy I was this week, man. I just been going nonstop, both of us, because she has a couple gargoyles, Hudson and Brooklyn, I want to say, and I have that Fansoy's blaster, and that box is still sitting here unopened. This weekend.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, you know what? Also, speaking of which, I'm on a site here, and there's a slideshow going by. They just showed that other. Did you see the? Well, two things. I guess if we're doing a little bit of toy news, may as well throw both of these out there. Raiden. It's the cane, which is the middle, like the pants part of the hips part of the Raiden.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, man, does he look dumb? Did you see see any of those pictures?
You talking about the masterpiece one, the quote unquote masterpiece one?
I don't know how they're getting off calling that shit masterpiece. Like they look like if they came out and they were chugs, I would be like, but then you find out that they're supposed to be MPs, and then they showed the finished Raiden. Good Lord, did you see that, Jed?
I did. Yeah, it's a mess.
It's a masterpiece of shit. Am I right?
And the one thing, and I don't really hear anybody really talking about it, and I'm gonna grab a picture and send it over to you guys in a second. But so the Kane, who is the hips part and the waist, he's not even like on the Moon Studios one. He forms the waist and like the upper legs, the hips and thighs.
I'll form the head.
On this one, he forms just the waist. And wait, there's the picture now. Let me grab it and throw it in there and show you what the hell I'm talking about. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, give me something to look at besides this butthole face Jesus repaint.
So, all right, you see that picture? Yeah. You see where the upper legs are and like the hip flaps right there in the front, and you see where the waist would be. Okay, like that silver part that's sticking up in the middle.
Yeah.
Look at all that shit that's behind that thing.
Is this the MP?
Yes, that's the MP. Yeah.
Oof.
And I'm sure maybe some of the upper chest kind of like fills a little bit of that in, but that's still a ton of stuff sticking off his ass, basically.
I mean, you run into that problem when you have fucking 6 vehicles doing the job that only 5 need to do.
Right. Except that the Moon Studios figured it out. Like they have him using up more of the upper legs, so that kind of takes care a little bit of that kibble.
They stay in robot mode on my shelf on combined.
The Moon Studios one. Yeah, I like him in robot mode too. But although you know what, that combiner, man, that's one of their that's pretty good and surprisingly stable.
See, like the when Kang Toys did it with the monkey pants.
Yeah.
That worked out well because then they had the other robot just for the upper torso part, and that's what I thought they were trying to do here.
Well, that's what Moon Studios did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moon Studios did it that way, but apparently, like, I guess the actual legs are going to also form the upper legs, which is kind of a little unorthodox, but yeah, it is not a good looking robot. And
I don't like any of that stuff that's been coming out like the regular line lately. A lot of it looks like shit.
Well, and then in the other piece of news here, other piece of masterpiece, quote unquote masterpiece news, we got I'll just throw the link in there so you guys could look at all the pictures, but it's the hoist.
Oh yeah.
Another case of cartoon accuracy gone horribly wrong. Like he has no waist.
Yeah, but I mean, every single time that fucking character was on screen, he was a fucking dumpy ass brick.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's just dumb, man. I don't know. It's just dumb.
I forget which one I have out of the ones that came out before, but whatever one it is, it's fine for me.
Yeah.
They got the KO of Trailbreaker out now, and I just watched Ben's video of it. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Maybe I need to switch up from, I think I have MMC. But
MMC was a decent one. MMC
yeah,
was
it's serviceable. It's really good. But it's the new car smell, the shiny new thing that I haven't spent money on yet. Because that's just as much of the addiction as like, what can I fucking send on its way to me and anticipate it to arrive?
Right. Yeah, it's the fucking shot of dopamine.
Yep.
Harder to come by as an adult, and we're spending way more money to do it than we used to.
And that's the fucking truth. I used to get $5 from sweeping the church schoolyard and go down to the fucking penny candy store and have in my fucking glory for a fucking couple days, a bag full of fucking Swedish fish and Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids, yeah, boy, those are the best, man. We used to get them after the Little League games, the Sour Patch Kids.
Fuck yeah.
Hot dogs, Coke, and the Sour Patch Kids.
I never bought the candy cigarettes. Didn't want those.
Do you remember the pack of candy that came in like the lemon something? They were all like from the same brand, but there was like lemon ones and strawberry ones. Yeah. They all had crazy names.
Lemon Heads?
Lemon Heads, yeah. Red Hot, something Atomic Red Hots or whatever. Remember those?
Alexander the Grapes, Cherry Chans.
Oh, you got a good memory, man. Yep.
It was. I think it was all Peter Pan was the name of the company made that stuff.
You guys remember cinnamon sticks, the cinnamon toothpicks?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Like there was a period where like you would get a toothpick at a place and you didn't know whether it was flavored or not. So you just put it in, you're like, oh, mint. But then you get the cinnamon and those fuckers would burn your lip.
Yeah, those were good. I used to chew those like get all the flavor out of the wood and then spit it out. My mouth full of splinters.
You're shooting fucking the splinters out of your mouth and you're like going around a cartoon mouse on the wall.
Yeah. That was good. And I used to buy the bubblegum cigarettes where you blow the flour out from the paper and it looked like you were smoking.
I remember those.
Remember those?
Yeah.
I'll be back in 30 seconds. Jobu needs a refill.
Jobu.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, that was bad direct.
What was the other shit that I used to eat? Fucking Now and Laters? Yeah, Now and Laters. Those were good. I used to hate those fucking little foam spaceships with the fucking pebbles inside. Those were fucking
I don't remember
terrible.
those.
It was like had like that wafer outside thing. They were like UFOs shaped, and there was like little fucking candies on the inside of it that rattled around.
Oh, I missed that one.
They were fucking terrible. They taste like you were eating fucking styrofoam. You probably were.
I was probably, knowing that I'm picky about every fucking thing now, I was probably picky about the candy that I ate back then too. Yeah, I was too. Like, there's like a lot of shit that I never like cowtails. I mean, fucking people go crazy over that shit. I hate that fucking stuff. Ugh. I don't like caramel so much, but I never wanted a cowtail. I could sit there and eat the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, my favorite, still my favorite till today is the Crunch Bar. I always fucking love Crunch Bars.
Oh yeah,
more than fucking Hershey's. Give me a fucking Crunch Bar.
No, now wait a minute. Hershey's is okay, but Crunch Bar or Crackle?
Crunch Bar.
Okay.
Yep, totally Crunch Bar. I don't know, it's just something about the way they do that milk chocolate versus the other companies.
Okay.
Tastes good.
Butterfinger versus Fifth Avenue.
Ooh, I knew you were going to say that too. That's a tough one.
I'm going Butterfinger.
Man, I'm going to say Fifth Avenue because Butterfingers get fucking stuck in my teeth and Fifth Avenue doesn't.
And Butterfingers always fall apart. Their peanut butter is a little, I don't want to say spicy, but it's got like a pop to it. I can't explain it. And the peanut butter inside the Fifth Avenue is darker, like more mature.
Yeah, I think the stuff in the Butterfinger, I think that's the plastic you're tasting. The plastic filler.
I like the Butterfinger, man.
No, I love a Butterfinger, but if I'm given the choice between two, I'll take the Fifth Avenue every time.
Which choices did I miss? How many did you read off before while I was gone? Okay, so I got in. All right.
No, we got two. I'm sorry, one you missed. It was a Crunch Bar or Crackle.
Ooh, I'm probably going Crunch Bar there.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm the lone outlier. I love Hershey chocolate like that. If I just had And I actually do have a bag of Hershey Kisses in my little stash here. But I just love nothing more than putting a little piece of chocolate in my mouth and letting it dissolve and feeling each endorphin rush as I swallow a mouthful of saliva full of chocolate.
I've never heard it described, but I do the same thing.
That was a little sexual.
With the Hershey bars, like, you know how it comes in like 12 bricks or whatever? I do that with a brick. Like, I'll stick the brick in my cheek like a big league chew, you know, and then
just let it dissolve.
Yep.
And if you got, Crispies or, peanut butter or anything else in there, it's just not a pure experience. And I realize Hershey's is like the bottom rung fucking chocolate for chocolate snobs. But I'm not a chocolate snob. I was raised on this shit. It's PA. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Hey, they get their milk locally for that chocolate.
Fuck yeah, they get it from Wawa.
I'm gonna take the kids to Crystal Cave this weekend for the first time.
Stalactites.
Yeah. Have a nice day, everybody.
Look at an Indian totem pole. You've never seen this before.
My God, that sounds like the worst fucking vacation.
They have a miniature golf, and there's something new since I've been there, since I was a kid. But they have like panning, right? So they give you fucking like gold miners pans, and you get fucking pan for fucking like gold and fucking sapphires and shit.
Come on down to Crystal Cave. We'll give you a sieve, and you can do some work to find some useless gold flake.
And we'll take only 45%.
We'll shoot you and stash your body in Crystal Cave.
Crystal Cave was the last place that I went with my ex-wife before we got divorced, and
that'll do it.
Wow. Yeah, that will do it.
There was two kids in there, and they were those kids, the ones that you can't take anywhere. They were little, and they wouldn't shut the fuck up, and they were trying to give us like a tour, and like, man, and this is no offense to you guys that got kids, but I'm so fucking glad I didn't have kids, because as I see like parents trying to, not that everybody has fucking shitty kids, but just watching parents try to deal with their fucking kids, I realized that I was not built for that.
I don't want to disavow anybody of the idea. At one point, all children are shitty, even the most angelic ones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, I get it. And, you see those kids acting out. She turns to you and like, I don't want kids, and I'm pretty sure I'm done with you.
Yeah, right. That might have been what set it off. That might have been like the final fucking straw, man. Like, man. Yeah, it's funny. Because we planned on it, you know what I mean? It just never did. Luckily.
Yeah, I shot so many fucking loads of my ex-wife. I don't know how.
One of you guys had the touch.
No, she got fucking knocked up like almost right away. Well, less than a fucking year after her and I were done.
Oh, well then you had the touch. Nice. Nice.
Yep. My fucking sperm were like, nobody, you don't want this shit.
Yeah, right.
You don't want none of this shit, Dewey.
Imagine your dick is like the smarter head. You know what I mean? You're a rare creature, bro. Your dick is actually doing the Lord's work.
He does wear a monocle.
Your dick look like the fucking Monopoly guy and shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's only got one eye. He only needs it.
That should be a piece. like one of them fucking dildos with the suction cup on it, and that would be your Monopoly piece on a little base, a little silver base.
That wasn't the butt plug. All right, we ready for another question?
Yeah, I think we are.
Sure.
If you were a dictator of a small island nation, what crazy dictator shit would you do?
Ooh.
Oh, man. This is a fucking great question. It really is.
Ooh. It was I just saw this in the news, I think. Was it in China? I was in China. Somebody they were getting rid of all other religions, like they were just destroying like mosques and everything like that. I think that was China. Might have been North Korea, I don't know. But that's how I would destroy all religion in my dictatorship.
That'd be a good one.
You couldn't worship anything except science.
Science!
That's actually that's like that's practical. Like you're almost thinking like for the greater mankind.
Well, yeah, I'm a dictator. I can fucking do that if I want. It's my fucking island country.
No, it was just a crazy angle because it's like
we outlaw all people named Kincaid because their views do not match our views.
Now wait a minute. Kincaid or Kincaid?
Kincaid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. There's not many of us. There's a way smaller list of Kincaids than there are Kincaids. Yeah. Wow. Well, because like the second somebody says, well, you can be a dictator, I'm thinking, well, what fucked up shit could I do?
I would be like the fucking. I would be like the next fucking Black Panther, fucking Wakanda, whatever the fuck name of the. It just turns this big fucking technical fucking awesomeness. Just hide behind the fucking
I would be
trees
the
and
next
shit.
Black Panther, just the whitest, absolute palest, whitest dude.
Pale Panther. Just call me the Pale Panther.
Pale Panther.
No, I want Forrest Gump to be the fucking White Panther. So it's like, sorry, I ruined your Black Panther party. Just for that line.
Actually, I wouldn't even be a panther. I wouldn't be a panther. I'd be another animal, like the fucking what's really white. The white that'd be like the fucking the white polar bear. That's me.
The polar bear, yeah. The white wolf.
Pale polar bear. That's
Bucky
me.
Bucky was the white wolf in Black Panther, wasn't he?
Yeah. Fucking pale panther or pale polar bear. That'd be me.
By the way, if just this is completely out of left field, but it's just the white wolf made me think of it. If I see somebody with a wolf tattoo, none of you guys got wolf tattoos, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. I kind of steer clear of those guys. I'm judging them. They're all those are like all the people like you live around all those people and shit. Like I mean, there's a lot of wolf tattoos up in your area.
I used to see here. This is here's a sure tell that they probably have a wolf tattoo is when they drive a pickup truck. Okay. And the back window is like painted with a wolf howling at the moon.
and behind the wolf is like the flag, the Confederate flag like flapping proudly in the breeze.
Go Dallas.
This is Chris, by the way, this is the part I know that we don't have a set schedule anymore on the show, but we still like to at least offend one demographic per show. Like we can't leave the show until we've offended one demographic, whoever they might
are we
be.
going after Dallas?
I suppose. Dallas has gotten it plenty. Believe me, Dallas has gotten it plenty on this show.
Oh fuck yeah, they deserve it.
So when I switch over to my Reflector File page on Facebook, my home feed, I don't really follow a whole lot of pages on that, so they kind of just throw shit at me, and then if I happen to react to any of it, then they throw a whole shit ton of it in there. For some,
you like this? You want to see more?
For some reason, all these Cowboys like fan groups are coming through the news feed, and all the people that are in the Cowboys fan groups are we got 5 rings and the Eagles losing in the Super Bowl last year is hysterical, even though we haven't seen the fucking past the second round of the playoffs in fucking 25 years or whatever. Like all those people, and it's like, and they just keep, and then those guys and the 49ers fans that are still whining about last year's championship game. Well, if Brock Purdy wouldn't have got hurt, it would have been a different ball game.
It's funny. Like people bitch about how bad Philly fans are. Yeah. But at least we live in reality. Dude. Nobody ever fucking says we're, I'm going to say this the wrong way. So I'm going to back it up here. Yeah. Like we do hang on to the glory of the past, especially fucking Flyers. Thank God they're starting to break with that. But we are reality. We are real in our expectations and how we deal with the performance of our teams.
Right.
So we're not sitting there drinking a fucking Kool-Aid and saying 5 rings, motherfucker. 96 was our year.
Yeah. Those guys and the I'll tell you what, man, the Niners have climbed my list of annoying teams since last year. After all that,
I'm going to say,
Because all I was thinking about was all the times the Eagles got fucked in the playoffs. When fucking Carson Wentz got speared in that Seahawks game a couple of years ago, and that old fuck, what was his name? The blonde dude had to come in. He was like 42 fucking years old, and he had a fucking pulled hammy. I'm blanking on the name, but he didn't even no fucking crying out of us, you know. Donovan, remember when Donovan got fucked up in the Panthers game, the championship game against the Panthers? That third one in a row that they lost. Like, dude, like they lost. They didn't play good enough. Donovan getting hurt. Maybe somebody should have fucking blocked for him, or maybe he should have got rid of the ball quicker. Like, you don't hear a whole lot of that shit coming out of the Eagles or whatever.
No, you hear a lot of, you know what's fucking wrong with these goddamn people? This is what you got to fucking do.
Yeah, right.
I mean, most of those are fucking wrong half the time, but at least they look at it critically. They're not fucking sucking the dick of the fucking star that's in the fucking midfield.
I'm trying to get Gurman to call Eskin Saturday morning and tell him that they shouldn't. It was a mistake paying Jalen Hurts because he's just going to be another fucking Lamar Jackson where he's not, you know, he has a couple great years and then he sucks or whatever. You should have fucking went out. Nick Foles is out there. We should go fucking re-sign Nick Foles. With a straight face. Because I just want to hear Eskin call him a nitwit.
Yeah, anything for fucking Eskin to get trolled.
Yeah. All right, sorry for losing all the Dallas fans out there.
Okay, so I don't think you answered the question, Mike, about the dictatorship.
Yeah, the dictator thing. You know what? It's like this might have to be one of them ones where, like on Family Feud, where I pass and come back to it a little bit because there's so much possibility there. So, and it's like how you know, the comical like part of me is like, well, let's make it something really like dumb, you know, that is just like I'm doing shit to like annoy the people that live in my country or whatever, like something stupid, you know. But then, you know, like Jed went the other way and was like, let's do something out of maybe like clean some shit up around here. And then, but then there's the other end where
dude, I'd be like fucking Dr. Doom. I just fucking be living in a castle. I got the fucking metal suit shit on. Yeah, man. I'd be like, you never robots to myself and shit. Yeah. Yep.
How do you handle uprisings?
There is no uprising, so they'll be dead.
Yeah,
the drones and the robots and the fucking take care of that uprising. Everyone in my country would be happy. There would be no uprising. They worship me.
There would be no uprising.
I would just treat my people like I treat my wife.
Oh my god! So everybody gets a lawnmower for their birthday?
Yeah. Give them anything they want and tell them to shut the fuck up and leave me alone.
All the fucking lawns in Latveria are fucking outstanding.
For some reason, all the snow has been shoveled on every walkway.
Number of people suing other people for slipping on their sidewalk in Latveria last year, 0. You know what? Come to think of it, I want to live there, man.
No, all Kincaids are banned.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's
right. You bring the negative element to the country. Can't have that.
I want you to follow through with this, Jed. Like, if I realize that the chances of you becoming a dictator of some island somewhere are slim to none, but on the off chance that you do, we'll make a game out of it. Like, I'm gonna have to like find ways into Jed area, and
I got 600 AMC stocks and a squeeze. I'll say different. You never know what might happen. I'll buy myself one of those islands up in fucking Canada or some shit of the thousands that I have up there.
It's going to be like Jason Bourne, except it's going to be me, and I'm going to be a lot slower moving with less shit.
Do we have any more toy news? I mean, I got this fucking Indiana Jones shit in my head, so that's all I see anymore. I joined fucking 2 groups, and now that's all I see.
Tell us about the custom you just made. That was pretty awesome.
Thank you. They put out what's called the Adventure Series line now. These are 6-inch figures, so I guess obviously 12th scale. And they're picking and choosing who they put out in the line. And Mola Ram from Temple of Doom was supposed to come out. in the second wave, but he's been rumored to be canceled.
Really?
Why?
Exactly. They're worried about offending people.
Oh, dude.
From what I've heard.
Got to come with a heart, though, right? A fucking flaming heart and shit that you can hold in his hand.
Yeah, that too. But whatever.
But
somebody make that.
Again, these are going to be for fucking adults, so don't worry about what the kids are.
Yeah,
you know,
Chris is gonna make it.
Yeah, I'll just make it. So, knowing that we're not going to get certain characters, I started making them. I made Dietrich, the Nazi from the first movie, and then recently I just finished up the chief thuggy guard who gets crushed by the Rock Crusher and fights with Indy.
Yeah.
I took a G.I. Joe retro gung-ho because I saw somebody in one of these groups use him as the German mechanic from the first movie who fights Indy around a plane.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? It's not too hard to put some milliput beard and a turban on his head. And, you know, I used 1 millimeter EVA foam, like craft foam, to make all the belts and the sash and all that fucking shit.
Nice.
And it came out fucking great. I like it.
Yeah, looks awesome.
Thank you.
It's wild that they're not. I mean, nice work, by the way. I'm not trying to sidestep. It's
no.
Your work. It looks awesome, but it's a weird planet we're living on, man.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't even mentioned Willie, the girl from the second one.
Yeah.
Spielberg's wife. You call him Dr. Jones, lady.
They're putting out the girl from the Dial of Destiny that's coming out, the Fleabag girl.
The goddaughter? Is that the relationship?
Helena Shaw is her name. And they've got, it's really weird, the assortment they give you. There's two Dial of Destiny figures in this one, and then there's shirtless, hypnotized Indy. There's all kinds of Indies in it. There's a 2-pack coming out with Belloc in a suit and Marcus Brody. They do plan on putting out his dad, so at least we got that. And I have to find a 12th scale or someone to print me a 12th scale model of that motorcycle with the sidecar, because that's going to be on my shelf. One way or another, somebody will do it. It's just how much do I want to pay for it?
I don't know how they're gonna do an Indiana Jones line without. And I mean, there's basically 3 movies that really matter, you know. And it's like, and they're gonna not do the absolute main antagonist from from 1/3 of those movies. They're not gonna get the main antagonist. Blows my mind.
And they haven't even mentioned any Crystal Skull figures at all. Yeah. I mean, it's not the greatest movie, but I mean, you figured you'd get at least Mutt out of it if anybody wanted that. But in 2008, Hasbro put out a 3 3/4 line. They did everybody, even the Nazis.
Really?
Yep.
And when did they come out?
2008.
2008. Well, I mean, it's plain to see what's going on. You know, it's just the
culture,
the whole culture. But it's gone too far, though. It's gone too far. Like, I understand it, but I feel like it's gone too far because I feel like they're insulting people's intelligence. Like, listen, the Nazis were part of the movie, and everybody knows Nazi shit happened.
And it was bad.
And it was bad, and nobody's glorifying it by buying an action figure of a Nazi, buying an action figure because he was in an Indiana Jones movie in which Indiana Jones was fighting they were the bad guys. Like, let's stop selling Skeletors, guys, and let's stop selling Decepticons. You know, like, let's stop selling.
Yeah, Darth Vader's one of the biggest sellers.
Yeah,
he killed children.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, so did Mola Ram, but we're just parsing hairs here.
But it's just
I mean, they gotta fucking put out a Mola Ram. I mean, that's the one figure that I want them to. I don't want to have to build that fucking thing. I really don't. I mean, I can do it, but just put the fucking thing out.
Yeah.
So I guess there's 3 initial waves planned. There's already been Target exclusives. The Club Obi-Wan Indy with the white tuxedo. He was a Target exclusive. I ordered mine from the UK, so I just got it. The 2-packs, some kind of exclusive, but I got that on order from Pulse. So they got plans for the line, but I'm guessing that any further waves will depend upon how the movie does.
Yeah.
But I mean, people are buying these fucking things. They're flying off the shelves.
Oh, I believe it.
You just need to have some third-party company come out with just fucking Nazis, like fucking troop builders, you know?
Right. Yeah, you're gonna see. I think you're gonna see a little more of that as time goes on, man, because people will buy that shit. I found it interesting that Ramen Toys is just doing let's just do the Ghost Rider car like as a pre-order, like not even as a Kickstarter.
Fucking Ramen Toys. I can't hear that now without fucking thinking of Gort's fucking bit on his show with googly eyes. If you haven't seen that, that's fucking hilarious. Like a month ago, go just don't have to watch the rest of the show. Just watch his little fucking bit.
On where is it on?
On the Realm Hatton project.
Oh, okay.
Like
I have no idea what the fuck that is either.
It's another Realm show. It's Gort and like 3 or 4 other guys.
Wolfie's on with him, right? Yeah,
He's on there.
He's a funny dude, man.
Like, I don't know the other guys. I mean, I know their names, but I don't know them to speak of them. But yeah, it was a funny bit. Like, his thing was Ramen Toys was coming out with a line of action figures, and it was packs of ramen that just had googly eyes on it. And then like shitty dinosaur toys that had googly eyes on it. Everything had fucking googly eyes on it.
That's great.
And I just had I don't watch the podcast every once in a while, and I had it on. I was working on something, and I heard him say something. Everybody's laughing. I turn around and I see that, and I stop what I was doing. It was by far the most entertaining thing I saw that night.
What's up? You want to do another question?
All right. You kind of started to dip into this, and I had this question highlighted before you did, but what do you most often look down on people for, and what do you think other people look down on you for?
Do I often look down on people for? Besides
being a Dallas fan.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to go a little deeper than that. Well, I'm a little bit of a music snob. So like if I ask you, who your favorite bands are, and you give me like this list of all mainstream bands, and then it's like, all right, well, what are your favorite like songs or favorite albums or whatever, and you name all the fucking songs that are just like the hits on the radio, that annoys me a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like if you tell me that you're a fan of music, like a real fan of music, like I saw I'm a little bit of a music snob. Like,
yeah, you need something deep.
Yeah, like, I'd rather you told me that you like the band that I never heard of before, rather than the same old fucking shit, I suppose.
Oh my God, I just love Madonna, her 85 through 89 work.
Madonna's got a lot of good songs. I mean, listen, I'm not saying that you're not allowed to like that shit. Like, you can like that shit all you want, but I just, I don't know. Just like shitty taste in music annoys me or whatever. And like, I don't know why country music annoys me so much, but it just does.
Country music is so fucking polarizing. You either love it or you hate it. And I am definitely in the hate it category.
Yeah. You never meet somebody that's like, it's all right.
Just like the Three Stooges. You either love them or you hate them.
It's true. Slapstick comedy in general.
Mm-hmm.
And Practical Jokers the same way, I find.
I don't like that at all.
No.
I don't like that. I don't like prank shows. I don't like fucking, what was the one at Ashton? Oh, Punk'd.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Candid Camera started it all back in the day.
I never liked any of that shit. Even going so far as back to Dick Clark and Ed McMahon hosting those fucking bloopers and practical jokes shows.
Oh, yeah.
I like to show my age whenever possible. Let's talk about Circus of the Stars.
How about Wacky Races? That was back when you used to do the crossovers. Those are the best.
Fucking Wacky Races.
I look down on people's fucking stupidity.
See that? I'm with you. Like that and like mispronunciation.
Yeah.
I know it's petty, but like people who say, like my whole fucking, like my kids and my wife say Florida. And it annoys the fuck out of me.
They say it how?
Florida. Come back
Florida.
to Florida.
Come, Pablo, honey. Come to Florida.
You washing your ass, Pablo?
Keeping it clean.
Clean, honey.
Fuck you.
The fucking Jerky Boys, man. Me and Jefferson were just talking about this shit. There are certain words that will set off single words that will set off a whole Jerky Boys thing, like you were just talking about, Chris, where you throw a line out there and somebody repeats it. There's like if anybody ever says anything about their glasses, it's always like, I can't see, goddamn it. I'll bring my glasses and shoes. Or if the word pounds ever gets mentioned, it's like, pounds, baby. You have pieces. What the fuck are you talking? You know what I mean? Like there's certain ones, and it happens all the fucking time where somebody will say a word and like 2 or 3 people around me will all go into Jerky Boy shit at the same time.
It's its own fucking language.
It is. And you know what, man? I hate to sound like an old fart, but the kids will never know that fucking joy, man.
Nope.
Caller ID and people just not talking on the phone anymore kind of took Jerky Boy's type of humor away from us.
There was a reel I saw on Instagram where there was this woman in a car. She was explaining, like, she's like, if we just had one phone, like it stayed in the house that everybody used, it would be great. And the guy comes on, he's like, oh, she's talking about a house phone. She's like, how old am I? How old am I? How old am I that I don't know what a house phone is?
I watch them videos of like people showing kids like old videos, or like I seen one where they had to log on to Windows 95 and dial up and shit like that, and their reactions to it.
Yeah, how to dial a phone.
It's amusing, a
rotary phone.
It's not breaking any, new ground, but it's funny to watch every once in a while.
Do you know what I was paging through like the like I was looking for images of like one 112 scales, like German soldiers, right? Mm-hmm. And this image came up, and I thought, I wonder if they're gonna do that broad from fucking Indiana Jones, the fucking Last Crusade.
You said this is fucking Elsa?
Elsa, that's her name. I couldn't remember her fucking name. Yeah.
This is 6 scale?
Yeah, it's a 1/6 scale.
Yeah. So you can get German soldiers in, I forget what fucking scale. It's a weird scale. It's not 12. They're smaller than 12, but they're bigger than 3 3/4.
Well, there's a bunch of 112 scale that I'm finding here. They're fucking either they're goofy looking or they're really good looking, and they're expensive. Actually, that's pretty cheap.
She looks good looking and expensive.
So this is supposed to be a 112 scale fucking German soldier here. It's supposed to be only $15.
What?
That's not 12 scale.
No way it has $15.
Look at the soft goods on it.
Yeah. The only way that this would ever cost $15 if they were selling this back in the day when this shit was actually going on.
and look at this. Look at the stitching. It's definitely 1/6 scale.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm
Chris
just saying,
put me down for 45 of them.
Yeah.
Give me a whole Luftwaffe.
give me 9.
666. Mach schnell.
German is such a fucking angry sound.
It is.
Like there could be like a German couple out on a date and they could be like really loving and talking to each other real nicely, and it still probably sound fucking like they trying to kill each other.
It sounds like seals beating each other to death with a bat.
That was another reel I saw. There was like 3 people. One person would say it in English, and then the next person would say it in French. And there was this blonde girl that just jump out of the back, say it in German at the end. For all the words, it was really funny.
Mein Scheiße.
Yeah, I feel like you can, if you're going to speak German. I don't know if I've ever heard German whispered before. It's like always on, like, like if you're in a horror movie and you're hiding from a slasher, the last thing you want to do is hang out with like your German buddy. Like Tim K would be out. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, Tim. You go up the steps. I'm going out the front door.
If it's listed as a language, as a romance language, then somebody fucked up.
Yeah, right.
I wanted to share this with you.
He's probably like, fuck you guys.
We love you, Tim.
This was cool. I saw this. Let me see if I can find it, if it's still around. Yeah, hold on. Fuck. I don't know how to internet anymore. It's been too long.
You remember when it was easier? Like you get so much of a glut of what the algorithm now thinks you think you're asking for, not what you're fucking asking for.
Yeah.
No, it's like, you would think like if I hit the share button, they would give me an option for a link, but it's not. It's a fucking different it's like share a story bullshit type of thing.
Yeah, you got to scroll through all kinds of shit to not find what you're looking for. I was gonna continue on because we were just talking about like all the technology and showing the kids like shit from back then and all that stuff. It's like there's all this technology and there's all the like the internet and like it's faster. And you got all these like different things that we didn't have when we were younger, yet I still feel busier now than I ever fucking did in my life.
Oh, fuck yeah, it's worse.
And I don't understand why. I don't understand how I have all these things to help me get things done quicker that I have less fucking free time than I did when I had,
well, that's because you're scared of AI. That's why. You're afraid the Terminator is going to come get you. Click on the first link is this like cool, like, I think it's like laser printing or whatever. And then the second one's like this funny thing about this guy who's trying to make a chair warmer. It's fucking hilarious. But I want to show the first one's really cool because turn the sound on. It sounds really neat too when you're listening to the fucking like laser etching or whatever they call it, laser engraving. I think that's called.
See that? That's pretty fucking awesome that you can do that.
That dude's ass just got lit up. I was watching the other video.
It's great.
On the second video twice or first time.
The sound to that laser engraving is like one of those things where you could just sit there and listen to it all fucking day.
Fuck is this? Oh, it's a seat.
It sounds like one of them video games we would have played at a bar. Remember the ones that you sat down at, and it had like the glass tabletop, and one of you sat on one side and the other one sat on the other side.
They call those cocktail video games. Yeah, that's the noise for some reason makes me think of one of those. Interesting.
Well, those were interesting videos.
Yeah, I wanted to share that fucking laser engraving thing before because I was like, that's really fucking cool.
That is cool.
Tywin the Floof says, what in the Third Reich is going on in here?
Shout out to Liv.
You're looking at you first see the creep show, then you see the Jesus, and fucking straight fucking waste. A wolf howling at the moon in the back of a truck. And then some German soldiers.
Yeah, it's always worse. I did notice that, like when I jump in after a show that I wasn't on, and I look at the trail of fucking pictures, it gets dicey sometimes.
It's like, what is the fucking connecting rod with this? Oof.
So you're gonna make your own Nazis then, basically?
Well, I made one. I don't need troops. Because I'm already pushing the boundaries. Initially, my indie shelf was only going to be one shelf. And I was going to put the artifacts and the little figured scenes together. But pretty quickly, I figured out that it wasn't going to work as one shelf, so I put it to two. Now, with all the extra figures that might be coming out, or if I get, the gumption to build more, I'm looking at a third shelf now.
See, I actually stuck with one figure. I got the Figma, from a few years ago. That came with like. Do you have that one? That's like my favorite one. I think out of all of them, I think it looks the closest to Harrison Ford. I think
it's not bad. I'm looking at it right now because I just took it off the shelf to see how much it was worth.
Not
to sell
perfect, but it seems like it's better than the Hasbro stuff.
Yeah, the likeness is a little better. It doesn't have any love on the face.
Right.
To darken it up and everything. It's a clean figure.
Plus, it comes with like two whips. One's like, extended. The other one's kind of coiled up and shit. And you can use it for power.
The whip, a gun, the real rail, a suncut, car stone, the idol, and some little white thing that I can't figure out what the fuck it is.
Oh, those are his eyes. You can replace the eyes.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
You can take his face off and then pull the eyes out and put those replacement eyes in. So he has a different view, like he's looking to the side.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I looked it up on eBay to see what it was going for. Some people were asking outrageous fucking things like over $200 some, but nobody's biting. Yeah,
some of those Figmas hold their value, especially the Berserk stuff. It's crazy. Some of that's good, like $300 or more.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
So Jed, did you answer what you think people look down on you for? Actually, I don't think, Mike, you answered that either.
People look down on me for probably they think because I think I'm better than everybody else. And I am, yes. For most people anyway, yeah. A high percentage, like maybe 85%.
And that's how much you believe that, right?
Yeah.
85% is about?
That's about how much I believe, yeah. I'm sure it's higher, but yeah, that's where I'm to be modest.
I think I'm smarter than a majority of people, but not in a way that means a fuck all. You know, like I have, book smarts. I have trivia recall. I can do these stupid movie references and I know exactly, what you mean, So all of that's in there. I seem smart. I got good grades, but, my social fucking intelligence level is off. Because I just see fucking relationships with other people as just mess.
It is.
That's like definite. That's how old are you?
I am 49.
49. And when did you start feeling like that?
15.
Not the number I was expecting, but yeah, because I was about to say, well, that's definitely a fucking dude in his 40s talking that's seen and that has met enough fucking assholes over the course of his life that he's just done with them all. You know what I mean?
Funny thing is, like, I remember, like, in my mid to late 20s, I had friends who would just come to me to fucking bitch, like I was some fucking kind of emotional tampon or something.
Right.
But, now just thinking about that, like, just leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to.
Yeah, man.
Like, it's just.
I avoid people. I avoid the drama people. Like, man, this one dude I used to hang out with, and we kind of had a little bit of a brush up a while ago and ended up not really talking for a while. And then I realized that, like, when I wasn't hanging out with this cat, I was just relaxed because this dude, and not that he wasn't a good friend to me, but it was something like this dude was always chasing drama for it. Like, he was never content with shit just being normal. He was always looking to get into fucking trouble and drama and all this shit, and always like telling me about it. And I'm like you said, man, I'm at the point, like, I avoid people like that. And I started like kind of slowly not reading the messages anymore and just kind of slowly ghosting. Like, it's like, dude, I don't want to hear about your bullshit. I mean, not my friends, I got friends and shit like that. And sometimes their friends are going through some shit. And like, I always got time for my fucking boys,
Exactly.
But I just, if I'm going to meet any new people at this point in my life, you better put off a good vibe, and I don't know what it is, but there's certain people I'll hang out with and they just put off a good vibe and you just feel comfortable around them, that they're not going to do anything fucking insane and they're not going to fucking just, they're just kind of fucking cool, man. And you can just chill with them and you feel normal. And then other people, like, when they're around, it's just they got a vibe and they got you on edge, and I just don't like being around those kind of people.
I'm terrible in fucking person because whenever I'm anywhere other than my house, I just want to be back at my house. I'm not I'm not. What is it? Agoraphobic? Is that what it's called when you don't want to leave your house? I'm not that.
Yeah.
But it's just, no matter where I'm at, I can't describe it. I just want to be back where I'm most comfortable, I guess.
Yeah, small doses. I like it in small doses, like where I could go out but at any given time, I have the choice to leave wherever I'm at and go home. Like, I'm more comfortable with that. And the only reason I'm comfortable with playing in a band is because I got my own space. Like, you got
5x5.
I got my spot up there, and the only people that are allowed in my space are the other people that are in the band, and then that's it. It's just us. You know what? Actually, that brings up, let me shoot a question at you guys.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what my opinion is after you tell me what your guys is, but how do you feel about it? Because you're both musicians. It's a musician question. And Jed, I know you played out. Chris, I know you play, but I can't remember if you said that you've actually, like, played out at all.
No, the only time I ever played out was my girlfriend, who became my wife's graduation party. I sat in for like 3 songs with the band.
Gotcha.
I'm a teenager. What the fuck? But calling me a musician is the biggest misnomer ever.
Well, yeah, but you could play. You play and you sing and shit like that. Like, just because you ain't doing it in front of people don't mean that you can't fucking do it. You know what I mean?
Okay, fair enough.
So, and as far as the playing out thing, like, you can hypothetically put yourself in the situation, like, through your mind's eye for this question, which is, how do you feel about people coming onto the stage? Like, you ever go out and see a band and like they're playing and then like 4 or 5 chicks go up on stage and they're like dancing around the band and shit like that? Like, and as a band member, how do you feel about that? Like, do you like chicks coming up and dancing around on stage while you're up there playing, or do you not?
I would have to just imagine it because I've never done it other than that one time. So I don't think I would like it, but I don't think I would mind it so much.
Okay.
Because chicks dig the bass player. Because I know how to use my fingers, bitch.
It takes me back to that conversation from whatever 2 weeks ago or whatever the fuck I was here last.
We're talking about the bass player doesn't ever get married or have any girlfriends.
Like, our bass player, they tried to charge our bass player a cover charge one time.
That's such a funny story. That's so funny.
But anyway,
he's holding the bass.
Yeah, he had the bass in his hand.
Really? He had the fucking bass in his hand. They try to cover him.
Yeah. Oh. It's like, I got a fucking machine gun in this fucking case, like. But anyways, I'm sorry. Yeah. So, all right.
Jed, there was a cover band in my area in the late 90s, early 2000s called Crystal Rocks. I don't think they did anything.
I remember Crystal Rocks. We actually played with them a couple times.
Cool.
Yep.
They would come to this bar around the corner from my house called Tom and Jerry's. And
I remember Tom and Jerry's.
Oh, really? Yep. You've been there?
Yep.
Sweet. They would occasionally let their friends come up and sit in with them and play or sing or whatever. I thought that was cool. And I almost got up one time and did a Sabbath song, but the bass player got a little weird, so
we did that the one time. I said, "Hey, yeah," because Sean was in the crowd. I said, "I'm a friend, come up and sing this song." And some dude came. I'm like, "Not you." No,
you just thought you were calling anybody up.
Yeah, no, not you.
It'd be funny if you're playing with Pat, and then after the song's over, you go out to the crowd and be like, "Hey, does anybody out here know how to play the drums?"
I can do the air drums.
Yeah, I think the guest star is cool. Like, if you got one of your boys out in the crowd or one of your girls, it don't matter, like, that kills it on something and they want to come up and kill it on a song, like, I'm cool with that. But I'll ask Jed his opinion first before I share mine.
That's a tough one, right?
It's not a tough one to me.
What is no?
No, it's not a tough one to me, but go on. I'm listening.
It's a no from me.
You mean like for just letting people up on stage? Like
chicks coming up and you go in to fucking talk dirty to me or some shit and
because that's now you're inviting anybody. You're inviting anybody to come up on stage. Then you got people stage diving. Then you got then you have like random people coming up, and then it's, then now everybody's in the fucking way and you're trying to fucking perform, I guess it depends. It also depends on how hot they are too. I don't want a bunch of fucking ugly chicks up on the fucking stage, fucking going, and fucking, too. So
I'm in agreement with you, except for all different reasons, like completely different reasons. First of all,
my mind's like half. I'm trying to find not a swastika or a German emoji here in Discord, but I can't find them. I can't find them.
It's going to sound entirely crazy, especially coming out of my mouth, but I'm going to tell you right now, the better looking they are, the more glee that you'll see me kick them off the stage with.
Yep, because fuck them.
Like,
fucking hot dumb bitch. You think you could do anything? Fuck you. Get back down in the pit.
Chris, I just remembered something. Hold on, Mike, real quick. When we Mike and Levian went out to have some sushi, right? and it was still kind of cold out or whatever. And I said to Mike when we were leaving, I was like, Jesus Christ! I'm like, where did all the fucking blonde women with fucking like Uggs and fucking vests come from? There were like 20 of them. Like, we're all in the way at the door, and we made our way. And what did you call them, Mike? It's what season?
Oh, they were all dressed like Han Solo.
Yeah, you said solo season. I'm like,
solo vest season. Yeah,
I was like, what the? I never even put that together. I was like, oh yeah.
I think there was a meme going around about that.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed that. There must have been about 15 of them just standing there between the bar and the door, and they're all dressed the same fucking bleach blonde hair, same fucking outfit and everything.
And you look at them and you're like, you know what? I know you have absolutely nothing to offer me but what's between your fucking legs.
Exactly. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So,
speaking of though, I wanted to share this cosplay real quick. This is probably the best Rogue cosplay I've ever seen.
Hello.
Yeah, she looks.
See, I can't even look at a picture anymore and not wonder if it's AI or anything anymore.
Yeah. Also true.
No, it's Instagram. She does cosplay.
Okay.
She's some of the other shit that she does.
That's a good looking girl.
She looks too perfect.
She does look too perfect, especially the one where she's tugging her glove down and shit. But yeah, I mean, it's probably a little photoshopped or whatever. But she's good looking though.
Just like anything, it's all fucking like
it's all
makeup is evil, so is Photoshop.
Fake. Yeah.
While we're sitting here doing this, we should, go and just find the most random shit and just pop pictures in here to fuck with.
With Levy. Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Nazis, just one Nazi after another.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Let me see if I can find a swastika. Is that here? I got one for you, Mike. Here we go. I think this is a lightsaber swastika. Hold on.
General Grievous had one.
It's supposed to be a ninja star, I guess.
Where am I looking?
Why is it 15 megs? That's weird. Hold on. Let me take a screenshot of that instead. It's terrible. Fuck me, so 15 meg. I guess they're really they want that high quality image of that. Copy. There we go.
That's great. Yeah. I love it. Josh is like, I don't know, but I'm worried. So yeah, anyways, back to my thoughts on the chicks coming up on the stage.
Oh, right.
Chris, so yeah, the hotter they are, the more fun I have kicking them off, if I had to kick one off. But here's my reasoning. And part of it is because exactly that attitude that you had, like when you realized what I was saying, like, yeah, you know what? Fuck you. You think you're just going to do whatever the hell you want? Like, get the fuck, and I never picture like asking him to leave. I always picture going behind him and like, where instead of kicking him in the back, you put your foot up real slow and you just put it against their ass and then you just like shove them like the boot shove, you know what I mean? But here's my reasoning. Well, number one, I used to go see my uncle's band play like when I was a little kid. So I watched them guys and how they do it or whatever. And there was always a vibe of like the stage is like that's the lion's den to the band. You know what I mean? Like that's their spot. And you don't fucking encroach on their spot. And they never came out and fucking said that shit, but they just put off a vibe like this is our space here and this is our fucking space. And so I always kind of had a little bit of that attitude carried over from watching Uncle Tony growing up. But two, I thought about how many hours I spent after work coming home, like when I was first like learning how to play guitar. And you know what I mean? You don't learn how to play guitar like playing for a half an hour a day. You learn how to play guitar playing fucking hours and hours at a time and days at a time, and your friends are fucking going out but you were staying home and fucking learning shit. And like I just thought of all the fucking time of my life that I spent practicing and going to rehearsals and learning shit and going to tryouts or having other people try out for my band and all that shit that I did to get to the point where I was at standing at that microphone in front of all them people. And you're just going to come out here and have a few fucking drinks and get some sort of fucking beer muscles or whatever chicks get and think you beer titties. I don't know what they get, but like, and you're just gonna like march your fucking stupid ass up here. Like, what did you do to get up here? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Nothing. So get
Like,
the fuck off of my stage.
You don't belong up here. You did nothing except be fucking pretty, and that you think that gives you fucking license to do whatever you want.
Right. And now, granted, it gives me a lot more ease to have that attitude because like I have somebody and I'm not fucking looking ever. So it's super easy for me. Like no matter what kind of fucking tail comes up there, it's just like, get the fuck off my fucking stage and seriously mean it. But yeah, I was just kind of curious because that's how, like, we don't handle people on stage with AD, but social calls sometimes, man, some, chicks will come up from time to time and it's just like, I sidestep, I go way off to my corner and stand in front of my amp and I'll come up and sing my backup vocals, but then I creep back to my corner of the stage. I never really like want any kind of part of it. It's just, I don't know, not my thing.
Yeah, I've never experienced it. So, the first time it would probably be cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, these fucking bitches are into this. I might get some ass.
Yeah, of course. Sure. Well, that's another thing. It would have been an age related question too, because I think if you would ask me this question, 15, 20 years ago, I probably would have answered it a hell of a lot different. Cause back then it was like, it's party time. I'm into music half because I love music, but half because I want some vagina. You know what I mean? But like, it's weird. And it sounds cheesy to say, but like at this point, I love music because I fucking love music and all the extra shit that comes along with it and stuff like that. I really don't have time for it. So the opinion's changed depending on what age you are, I guess.
Like drugs.
Yeah, sure.
And cocaine.
I've never done coke.
There was blow everywhere.
That's another wild thing, man. From speaking of music, like I've been around so many bands and been around so many musicians and been in so many places I shouldn't have been in and never touched any of that shit. It's been like I discovered weed and I fell in love with weed and I kept her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same here.
I watched Wolf of Wall Street again the other day.
Yeah.
The amount of cocaine that was done in that movie. It's just like, holy shit. All right. So do you think we've confused Josh and Levy significantly with all the different pictures we put in there?
I hope so. Is that fucking Menudo?
That is Menudo.
That's like the late 70s, early 80s Menudo.
They had him in like tight spandex pants. I was like, that's a little fucking too pedophile for me. So I was like, I'll just do this one instead.
And then this last one, I actually found a fucking Nazi dildo.
Nice. I was actually thinking about that, and I thought they probably wanted me.
Oh my god! Look at the little Hitler dick. That's hysterical.
Sweet corn. He likes corn. Did you get that movie reference there, Mike? Probably not. He likes corn.
No.
I got it.
Yeah. Anyway,
what's that from?
And it's actually You Like Corn.
Oh, is it You Like Corn?
Yeah.
I thought she was turning to the dad and said he likes corn.
No, when he's unwrapping them, she's like,
okay.
You like corn?
It's from Better Off Dead.
Yeah, I'm getting that reference, being that I have a little shelf for it.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the Camaro. I got a picture of Ricky in the frame. And I made the little hamburger guy and made a box for him.
Nice. Do we have this conversation right, dude? Did I tell you that my neighbor looks like fucking Ricky?
Oh my god. Does he have a lemon tree in his front yard?
No. But he does have a fucking bunch of other weird trees in his fucking yard. But I mean, I'm wondering, what if we could find his like photography page? See if there's a picture of him on there.
All right, I'm trying to find a funny question for what's probably going to be the last question I ask.
Oh, I thought we were going dark.
Oh, you want dark?
Yeah, I thought we were getting dark.
Okay.
Now you did it.
Yeah.
Oh, you want fucking dark?
Yeah, this is going to be the last one, and let's let it rip.
All right.
There it is.
Fuck, none of these are dark enough.
Overdone dark.
Blase, blah, no.
No, that's a little muddy.
Thank God you're going to cut out the fucking dead space here.
Yeah. Oh, his website's down. Shit. Yeah. That sucks. Yeah, fail.
Oh, this is so pedant. Now, you know what? Here you go. Paint us a picture of your own personal hell.
Oh, it's easy. It's an easy one. I've never been to Texas, but
I've never been to Texas.
I have a feeling you'd probably like Texas.
But I heard there's a lot of queers there.
It's just like one of those weird things where you're like, I'm gonna hate it here, but like everybody's gonna be all friendly and you can be all nice, you know. And
yeah, but I would be the penis that would get off the plane like looking like the Majestic shop threw up on me, you know.
So you're rocking that retro Kelly Green, huh?
Yeah, totally, man.
I have a feeling they would be okay with that there,
and then,
you know.
And then like people would be a fucking dickhead towards me or whatever, and then I would come back and I'd be like, you know what, man? Everybody in Texas fucking sucks. They treated me like shit for no reason.
Yeah, I think it'd be the opposite.
Yeah,
I think you'd find like a lot of friends there, and you probably wouldn't want to go back and like still be an Eagles fan, but you just can't. But everybody would be so friendly, and you know.
Yeah,
one of those weird
I
things.
hear that Pennsylvania is one of the meaner states that there is, and I believe it because it seems like every time I go anywhere else, people are always nicer than they are here, and I don't know why, man.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what a funny thing is? I heard from my former boss, who lived all over the country, we're the only area that holds the fucking door for somebody coming in behind you.
Is that right?
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't believe him. I'm like, are you fucking shitting me? That just seems like basic being a person and not a piece of shit.
Even a person who's basically like a fucking dickhead in the rest of their life will usually still hold the door open.
Yeah, me.
If you're yeah, like if you're within range. But you know it's always uncomfortable when they're at that like, where's your tolerance level for like, well, you're 10 feet behind me or you're 15 feet behind me, or you're like, how long am I going to stand here holding this door open? Do you have like a threshold where you're like, nah, fuck you, you're opening up your own door?
All right, let's use a Wawa as a physical frame of reference because we can all understand it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Wawa curb and a car length. If they're beyond that, fuck them.
How about a different take on that? Like, how many people will you hold the door open
One.
for?
Person behind me. It's
the one behind that.
Human centipede. It's the human centipede minus the assholes. It's
okay.
Now, if I get
that one, that guy holds for that one.
Yep. If I get stuck, like holding the door open like a gentleman, you know, oh, well, come in, sir.
Yep.
And madam, and child.
And you give them
and you too, sir. Yes, hurry.
Yes, don't worry. The walker will get there when it gets there.
Yes, scary.
But if it's a kid and their parents aren't looking, I shut the door in his face.
Like here's some door etiquette. Like I get escorted around a lot of buildings for, you know, going out and pricing out signs because I do a lot of hospital and school work. Mm-hmm. So, you know, the guys got to take me around the building and show me different areas where they want signs. And it's always awkward for me when a guy holds a door open for you. Like if it's just two dudes walking in somewhere together, it's like if they hold the door open for you and then you're supposed to walk through, it seems somehow emasculating.
Is that before or after he touches your knee?
As opposed to them walking through the door first and just holding the door open before you're behind them. That's
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, the holding the door thing is, well, you know what? And you just pay him back because a lot of times there's a door after a door, and then you're like, nah, fuck you, and then you hold the next door open.
And that's exactly what I just did the other day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the move, man.
It's like, I'll show you whose dick's bigger. I'm strong. I can hold a door.
Yeah, dude, I'm thinking Texas is going to be like, if any of you guys went to go visit Texas, it'd be like, you know, when you have Chinese food or sushi, like on the East Coast, and then you go to the West Coast and have Chinese food and sushi. It's completely different, and it tastes so much better, and it's more like fresher and authentic. You're going to go to Texas and be like, wow, all these Cowboys fans are like really nice and they're not dicks at all. They're very understanding and they have educational and like, intelligent conversations. Whereas all the Dallas fucking fans from PA are completely opposite.
That's it. I'm gonna posit a theory that all of the fucking real Cowboy fans within the confines of the state of Texas may be nice and not delusional, but all the fans all over the country, whatever area they are, since they are hated cockroach motherfuckers, they have probably built up this animosity towards us where they have to delude themselves into thinking that, 5 rings from before pretty much everybody else who's alive watching it now who matters.
I like to say the late 1900s.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think I agree with you because the ones, because you know what, and I find myself doing this all the time when there's a real dickhead on a fucking NFL post and he's a Cowboy dickhead. I click on the profile because I want to see where this asshole's from, and if it says he's from Texas or Oklahoma or somewhere within a fucking pissing range of Dallas or whatever, or somewhere in Texas at least anyways, or around there, it's like, all right, you're fine, but I see fucking California and fucking
California
and worse, like Pennsylvania, and it'll be somewhere like right around Pennsylvania or sometimes even in Philly. Like, dude, are you kidding me? You grew up in Philadelphia, like in Philadelphia, and you're gonna root for the fucking Cowboys, dude. You're like, honestly, I got to take this back to what do I look down on, because I know Jed said about not being the Cowboy fans. It's those people. It's the Philly Cowboy fan, because like you're from somewhere and you're living in a community of these people that are supposed to be like your neighbors and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then you're going to root for the one thing that all those motherfuckers hate more than anything else. And that makes you a fucking kind of a dickhead fucking douchebag to me.
Yeah, it's kind of like, being I guess an obstetrician who brings babies into the world, but that same guy like donating to abortion clinics or something.
Right. Yeah, it's just fucking, it's outrageous.
Hypocritical.
Or like or like I've had a couple friends of mine where like their whole family grew up around here somewhere, like they're all from around here, and somewhere within range of Philly or whatever. And they all grew up Philadelphia fans, and everybody likes the Eagles. But then there's one like dickhead, out of like the 4 siblings or whatever, one of them likes the Cowboys just because because the rest of the family is an Eagle fan. It's like, you know what? Not only are you disgracing your fucking home turf, you're disgracing your fucking family right now. Like, I don't know, man. Because I try to put that shit in perspective a little bit, because I think about like my own childhood and where my dad I didn't necessarily have the most man-to-man talks with him about like real like man shit, like growing up, like things I was supposed to know as I was, getting older, like going from a boy to a man and shit. We didn't have too many of them fucking conversations, but one thing that we always had was like sports. He always took me to Phillies games, and he was always around for my games and the Eagles games and shit like that. We would always watch together. So I always had that kind of like, I had that kind of like relationship with him. And when I meet somebody and their pops is an Eagle fan and they're a Cowboy fan, it's like, what the fuck did your father do to you? That you hate the man so much that you'll root for the fucking one thing that he hates more than your mother, It just doesn't, I don't know. It always kind of adds up to you're kind of a dickhead a little bit.
I was behind an SUV the other day, and like it took me a little by shock. It had the stupid star in the middle of the glass. On the driver's side, it had another star. On the passenger side, it had an eagle head.
Yeah.
I understand that's probably, to appease the husband and the wife who like other teams, but
nah, I couldn't do it.
Like, no.
I couldn't fucking do it. Dude.
I can't wear the enemy's colors.
No. Nope.
Although apparently I did just that the first time I went to an Eagles game unwittingly. I just wore a fucking light blue sweater because I was on a date and I was trying to impress my fucking girlfriend who later became my wife. And they were playing the Colts.
Yeah. And I was
in the 700 level.
Oh man.
Look, nobody gave me any shit, and I obviously was rooting for the fucking Eagles, so they're probably like, just he's retarded.
Bro, turn it inside out, man.
We did have somebody tumble from the top down the concrete fucking stairs all the way to the bottom, and their fucking head busted open and shit.
Wow.
Yep. And I don't think they were drunk either. I think they just tripped. You ever see I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
You know how when what's his face from not in Living Color, A Different World, and Damon Wayans got thrown out of the buildings, and they always got thrown down the steps, and that boom 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 down the steps.
That's the yard.
That's what it was like. And I was like, ooh, everybody else was like, ooh, and my fucking wife's sitting next to me, and she's like, oh my God, like we gotta like leave or whatever. I'm like, why? Go hose it off.
These are my people.
You know, we'll take donations. Everybody will pour out a bit of the beer so that the blood washes away. We're good.
No.
The 700 level. Chris, we have when we were watching the games here, you can of course you watch the games from the couch, but on like big third downs and shit, we will go stand on the steps leading up to the second floor. You can still see the TV from the corner, but when we go stand on the steps, we always refer to that as the 700 level. So like on the big third downs, it's like, all right, time to hit the 700 level and get rowdy. So we get up there and
you take your shirts off.
We don't go that far. We just go. We just go up. It's a little too tight. Like if we're all going to be on the low enough on the steps to still be able to see the TV or whatever, we're a little cramped for space if we're trying to get shirtless. To be honest with you.
Oh man, I love that fucking building.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I went on it was a 7th or 8th grade class trip. We all got tickets out of the fucking pack of hot dogs for the free 700 level ticket to a Phillies game. And the whole lot of us were all like 18 of us running down the fucking concourses, trying to get into the lower levels, sneaking in between fucking gates that are just chained off. It was beautiful.
That's like, it's like Willy Wonka going into the fucking chocolate factory.
Yep. That was a good memory.
And just to retouch on the thing that you said that people look down on you for, I think people a lot of times I know it sounds lame and played out, but I think a lot of times people judge me by my appearance. Like tattoos and piercings and all that shit are a lot more acceptable now, socially acceptable than they used to be, but still talk to motherfuckers or see motherfuckers avoiding me, or like I've had fucking job interviews, man, where people got turned off to them.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I will walk in shorts and short sleeves or whatever, but like I would never try to hide the shit. Like I'll dress nice, but I always have my I would dress shirt on and a tie, but have the dress shirt kind of the sleeves rolled up just a little bit, so you can see that I have tattoos on my forearms, and I never take my fucking nose ring and my lip ring out. I'm like, you're either gonna hire me based on my merits and my intelligence after you talk to me for 10 minutes and realize that I know what I'm talking about and I have skills and experience and all that shit to back it up, or you're gonna not hire me because I don't look like you want me to look. Like, go fuck yourself. You know, you get a little bit of that, but
I'm definitely all for whatever you want to look like, whatever you want to do. Be happy as long as it doesn't fuck other people over. But I definitely am a product of the environment and the time frame that I was raised in.
Right.
So I look at somebody with like fucking 3-inch gauges in their fucking ear, or big fucking open earlobes that are hanging down that they can put their fist through, and and people who get face tattoos or fucking neck tattoos. Like, yeah, it's like, come on, man. Is there not another area where you could have did that?
Well, I think that like in a job situation, if I had to hire somebody like me, be doing graphic design, no customer's ever gonna fucking see me. Yeah. So that I get pissed off about. I don't get so mad about like, well, if I got to go out on meeting customers, especially in like a corporate situation and shit, knowing how the general public might look at me, or if I was somebody that had to go on service calls or some shit, and a lot of your customers were old people that, listen, I get it. You're an old fuck. You're just not gonna like people that look like me and people that are darker than you, and that's just, I understand that's the way you're going to be. So I understand if you can't have me doing that kind of job, but I just don't like getting judged on it where that particular thing has no effect on what it is that I'm going to be doing. I could be telemarketing and you're mad because I got tattoos, but it's like, well, I'm sitting here at a phone fucking talking to somebody that is never going to see what I look like.
Hey,
so what does that matter?
How do you get your boogies out of that thing?
Yeah.
See, I wonder.
I remember the first time I walked in and my pop saw my lip ring the first time after I got it done. And dude, I was into my 30s at this point. and I was trying to like look the opposite direction and like tuck it over to the side or whatever. And he finally saw it and he goes, you got one of them fucking fish hooks in your fucking mouth now.
Yep.
As every fucking typical old man should sound, he sounded exactly like that.
But you know what? We're losing that. We're losing fucking people who just tell you what, like, the way it is.
Yeah.
Not sugarcoating it, not trying to fucking work around it. See, like I said, I'm do whatever you want, but I know there's a course correction coming. It happens all throughout history.
Yeah.
A society gets permissive, and at some point it teeters the other way, and then there's going to be a fucking witch hunt.
Yeah.
I don't think you're in trouble. You're fine. A couple piercings is nothing. Right. But I mean, and I got no problem with trans people or whatever, but maybe quiet it down just a little bit. Don't ruffle as many feathers as you want. I know you've been in a way and you're getting your due. I'm happy for you. But there are people who want to do you harm. And if you push them too far, too soon, they will kill you.
Yeah, that's exactly, you're fucking right, Red. You are right. It's people on, I think, both sides that are crazy-ish.
Oh, fuck
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like some people just like hating things that they don't understand. And then other people are like, well, we're going to shove it in your face because we know it annoys you. But like I don't think anybody's necessarily trying to live in harmony. Everybody says that they're trying to live in harmony and peace and equality and all that kind of shit. But all the people that catch all the squeaky wheels, and to be fair, I think most of us are. I think most of us don't give a fuck. I think most of us aren't racist. Most of us aren't sexist. Most of us aren't, homophobic and all that kind of shit. I think a lot of us don't care. A lot of us are live and let live type of people. Like you said, as long as you're not fucking affecting me any, like go do what you do and all that kind of shit. But it's all the squeaky wheels out there that are fucking nuts. And it definitely goes both ways. Like, and the older I get, the more I see that, where I think that most of the normal people on both sides of the political fence are probably closer than they think they are, but you just sometimes you get a little caught up defending people on your own side too much. Like they can't do any wrong.
No.
Like liberals will always defend a liberal no matter how crazy the shit is. And it's like, well, they'll have some fucking excuse for why it is that they're acting the way they are. Where likewise, a lot of people on like Republican people, those crazy MAGA motherfuckers, it's like, well, they'll have an excuse for them. And it's like, no, it's time for all of us to start calling all those motherfuckers out for what they are. And let's actually start practicing what it is that we say that we're trying to practice. Nobody's fucking doing.
No, see, we have no ability to be a centrist society. We're extremes. We go one way and then we go the fucking other.
Yeah.
I was going to say that there's no gray anymore. There's no, and the problem is that it's not so much that people are racist and stuff. I think they're just scared of change, and they're
completely
very, very scared. So I mean, it's hard to, when you try to argue with people, maybe 1 out of 100 people may listen to what you're saying. But they're just very scared and they're clinging on to what they know. And you have to treat those people and talk to them like they're frightened children of change. And then you'll have a better conversation relationship with them than trying to convince them that they're wrong.
You want them to understand you, understand them.
Mm-hmm.
On all sides.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard.
No, and I've seen like recently, like and I'm not gonna say any names or anything like that, but like one person, like they have a certain point of view, right? And it was about the whole thing about like child castration type of thing. You say if your kid's like 11 and they decide they want to be, male or female, or they want to be identify as a fucking chair or something like that. I don't know. Like a lot of people who are, for that, it's a lot of people don't agree with that because it does harm, and that a kid doesn't have that type of intelligence to make those decisions at that age. That that's the argument. And then but there's, like you said, there's an extreme. Then like, well, if you don't agree with that, now suddenly you don't agree with all the other LGBTQ
exactly
views, which is not true, right? It's just you don't believe that you should do harm to like a kid that doesn't understand that because you're pushing this belief. And then so when you have someone that argues that point, then and they identify as like, say, like a certain religion, like if they're Christian or if they're Republican or whatever, or chair, right? It could be like, like that opinion I agree with them. I mean, I agree with all the other stuff with them, but I'm intelligent enough to have a conversation about it. Whereas now, like on the internet, they're like, oh, did you fucking see oh yeah, he's a fucking Nazi or he's a fucking racist now or this, whatever. And then they it's a mob. It's like a mob mentality. And they all get together and they start fucking either making shit up or fucking like just abusing that person like on social media. Like, and
they have become the very thing that they were abused by and it's like a we're in charge now. So if you disagree with us in any capacity or call into question any of our beliefs, you're bad.
Right.
Or if you don't understand it and accept it immediately, you're bad.
Yeah, if you're not with us, you're against us type of thing.
And it's a stark thing. You, like you said, there's no gray anymore. There's no nuance.
And there should be. Because there's aspects of things that are right and wrong in certain people's opinions. And like you said, just because you're going with the belief system of whatever else you like doesn't mean you have to do all this other shit. Like I wouldn't take my fucking 10-year-old kid to a fucking, like a fake, like LGBTQ like strip club show type of thing. I wouldn't do that. But people out there will be like listening to this and be like, oh, well, he's fucking against that. Then he's a fucking racist, or he's a fucking, or the sexist, or he's
no, it's called being a fucking responsible parent.
Right. Some people, you wouldn't do that. I would not give my fucking, if my son came home to me, he's like, Dad, I want to be a girl. Can you take me to the doctors and fucking give me drugs? I'd be like, no, absolutely not. And then you have a fucking,
And I mean, like they say, like, you just said an 11-year-old or whatever. Like, I have an 11-year-old.
Right.
She knows what she thinks she knows. And then I know what's really going on. So I'm always going to take an adult's fucking side over an 11-year-old's.
Right. Exactly.
But
there's just like, who said it earlier? Was it you about the whole fucking Ren and Stimpy thing? There's some parents that just don't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
They just don't care. But anyway,
I have one tiny small question left.
Oh, wait, did you guys want to know what my hell is? My own personal hell?
Oh, you didn't answer?
No, I did not.
Oh,
we were all wrapped up in the whole Dallas thing and everything
See, that fucks us up.
My whole fucking personal hell would be if I was blind and deaf.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good one.
If I went deaf and then suddenly I went blind right after, oh my God, then all I had was just fucking that's all about, talk about solitary confinement.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
all you
a good
have
one.
is you couldn't hear, or how would you have to figure out how to communicate by touch? Or,
you wouldn't have to talk to your wife anymore, though.
I wouldn't hear her anymore, that's for sure. But yeah, you'd be like, who the fuck's, like, who's holding my hand now? Where the fuck am I? Fuck that. And I keep thinking back to the fucking Metallica 1 video, you know?
Yep.
Just fucking kill me in Morse code. That dude was a paraplegic too on top of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that. There you go. That's even worse. Fucking can't touch anything and then you're fucking blind and fucking deaf. That is my own personal hell right there, sir.
That's a good one.
Kill me. So,
right.
what was the small question? Now that I made everyone fucking depressed.
I just stopped talking. Man, I started thinking about like it sound like, except he's missing arms too. But the dude from the Metallica 1 video.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Just that slab of meat just laying there, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And why did they keep him alive?
I don't know.
Probably just because there's no legal euthanization. I guess, but I would want out.
Fuck yeah.
It was interesting that he was given a Morse code.
That was from a movie, wasn't it? From like it was a World
Johnny
War
got
I?
his gun.
Was that World War One?
No, it was 2, I believe.
2.
It might have been 1. I never really saw the movie, but I remember, reading about the making of the video and everything. Jason Robards. So the question I have: how do you spell gray? With an A or an E?
E.
You animals.
Well, Jefferson spells it gray. So he would definitely spell with A, but yeah, I spell it with an E.
All right.
Yeah.
That's the British imperialistic spelling.
Don't ask me about Zed.
I think some of my earliest memories of seeing the word gray in stuff, I remember seeing it with an E. Like not to make all kinds of Dungeons and Dragons jokes, but you remember Greyhawk from back in the day, Jed?
Yes.
That was spelled with an E.
Was it?
Yeah.
No shit.
Trying to think of.
I think Crayola spells it with an A.
I always spelled it with an E. I'm not sure why. Just because, probably because I spelled it wrong. And I found out it was right in England, and I was like, oh, well, whatever.
Well, I mean, as a Pennsylvania standard is the rule for this evening's conversation, Crayola spells it with an A. Crayola is a Pennsylvania company. Go Birds.
Go Birds. So here you go. So John Bonham, a young American soldier in World War I, awakens
and a hell of a drummer.
Awakens in a hospital bed after being caught in a blast of exploding shell. He realized he lost his arms, legs, and all of his face, including his eyes, ears, nose, teeth, and tongue. But his mind functions. He's a prisoner in his own body. He attempts suicide by suffocation, but finds that he has had a tracheotomy that can neither be removed nor controlled.
Oh.
So he then decides that he wants to be placed in a glass coffin and toured around the country in order to demonstrate to others the true horrors of war. And then he successfully communicates with the military officials after several months of banging his head on the pillow in Morse code. The military will not grant his wish, nor will they put him out of his misery by euthanizing him, as it is against regulations.
Sorry, sir. Moose out front should have told you.
As Joe drifts between reality and fantasy, he remembers his old life with his family and girlfriend and reflects upon the myths and realities of war.
I know fucking regulations, but the man has no face, tongue, teeth, limbs, cannot communicate, except for he figures out Morse code.
He's burned about the head nest check. I can't even say it. How did he say? I'm burned about the head, neck,
head,
chest.
face, chest, neck area. I got this little ass neck.
I had to pull the show out of the fucking depressing fucking gutter it was in, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, too many piss clams.
too many piss clams on my assy nipples. What color was it? It was like a fucking tan, like a fucking sandalwood, whatever the fuck you guys. Oh shit. Well, on that note, now that we've gone back upwards.
Hey, Mike, I wanted to ask you, did you watch any of those movies that I uploaded or shows?
I watched 3/4 of Annihilation and that was after 3 attempts. It's
Why you falling asleep?
well, I'm either falling asleep or I'm burying my face in Vanessa's ass. But like one or the other is.
Did you get to the cabin scene where they were tied up?
I got to the cab. Oh, where the werewolf looking thing comes in and just like rips the broad's face off. That was intense. Yeah, that was an intense fucking scene. And I got to the part where so they're watching a videotape and Moon Knight is up in there with his boys and it had the one guy's stomach open and there was just a serpent like crawling around in his belly or whatever. I'm dying to get to the end of it. I'm getting it in like half an hour at a time. So I'll probably at some point this weekend we'll finish that one up. But I'm also looking forward to the Pope's Exorcist. I haven't.
You haven't watched that? I like that. I thought that was good. Chris, have you seen that yet? That's good. Yeah, that's up on Jedflix.
Okay.
How about Renfield? No.
Nah. Wasn't
that's up there too?
How
about the first episodes of Star Wars Visions?
Not yet.
No.
Nah, not yet. Well, this time of year is is extra busy for me because I got both bands going, but then the Shepherds season is underway, so I've been playing ball too.
Did you ever watch that movie we talked about maybe a year or two ago? It was called Buddy Games.
Buddy Games.
It was with the dude from the first Transformers movie, Josh Duhamel or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
They had that contest where they win and shit, and they had to do all this fucking crazy shit.
It's ringing a bell, but I don't think I ever watched it.
We watched the trailer. I
remember watching the trailer. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
There's a second one that just came out.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it just got posted. I gotta pull it down. It looks fucking funny. But if you haven't seen the first one, then
just remember there's an Easter egg in the 3rd episode of that Fubar show. You'll know it right away when you see it.
Oh, okay.
It's some Terminator shit or something. something very Arnold-like, I'm sure.
Not at all.
No?
Nope, it's nerd culture.
Huh.
Interesting. Fubar. I'm gonna add that to my queue. Yeah, the Ariane is Renfield. TPE, Chris, is the Pope's Exorcist.
I have fun trying to figure out what the movies are or the shows or whatever.
If you want to do it the easy way, all you have to do is search in our chat and for that file name, and you'll find what have it right next to it, what it translates to be.
Gotcha. Yeah, but I like the fun of it.
Fubar.
Well, before we bounce out of here, does anybody want to add anything?
I don't think so. I think I've well covered what I needed to get off my ball sack.
The mission that you came with this evening?
Yep. Mission accomplished.
Excellent. I don't think so. I mean, I've been getting into like the whole like watercolor stuff lately, Mike.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I did see that.
I just bought a dot paper of some fucking like really good paint. I'm gonna try it out. It's like they have like iridescent shit where it's like mixed with fucking metal and stuff. Looks really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And just fucking messing around with that. That's fun. Just knocks 2 hours out of the fucking day where you're just fucking relaxing, not doing shit.
Mm-hmm. And you don't really have to care about it.
Yeah. And I'm fucking around with it, but then I'm gonna try to make a shader out of it in fucking Blender so I can use it with like in the 3D modeling and stuff. It'd be kind of cool. Translate that. It's kind of like research and fun at the same time.
Right.
I don't think I have anything else, man. I was just trying to think if there was something else I wanted to mention, but nothing really.
I just want to say fuck you, John Billy, and don't forget to check out hiddentoys.net.
Oh yeah. Oh, we have .com as well.
We have .com now.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, and check out the Reflector Files on Instagram and Facebook and other social media. I don't think you're on Twitter, are you? Right?
I'm not on Twitter. No. I do have a quick plug.
TikTok?
I got a TikTok, but that's under Angel Downstar. So
okay. Well, how confusing is that? Stick with one fucking name.
Because I didn't plan on really making a robot page out of that, but I had nothing interesting to post. I do have a plug though, real quick before I get out of here.
Ooh.
And as you can tell by the 15 to 20 fucking works in progress I keep sharing in the fucking chat, the I'm basically done with it right now. So by the time this episode kicks off, so I did the Iron Raiden shirt. So that's going to be up on the website by the time you guys are hearing this, and that is Dragon Star Shop.
You did a really good job on it.
It looks fucking good, and I know it looks good, but it's taking forever. It just makes me appreciate, like, man, so I know a few tattoo artists, man, and they got to do that shit every day. Not necessarily like down to, I mean, but some of it's like to crazy amounts of detail, and they got to fucking bang those out on a daily basis. And it's like, I realize those guys do that more often. So they're probably they're better at it, and they're quicker at it, and they have quicker techniques and shit. But it's like, good Lord, man, I've been sweating over this fucking drawing, like probably for combined, probably a good like 12 to 14 hours.
Yo, I could be an analog snob now. Oh, you're using that digital pad thing with the
Yeah, I was thinking that when I saw your shit up there, because I'm like, you know what? For 3D shit, I still like to draw. I still like not to draw, to build shit out in the real world, like how Chris does, like the customs. Like you sometimes like craft your own fucking parts out of, you know, styrene and that kind of shit. Like I would get into doing stuff like that in the 3D realm, but as far as 2D goes, if I ever put a pencil to a piece of paper ever again in my life, I won't care. Like I'm actually over that, you know. For a while I was doing sketches on paper and then scanning the sketches in and then doing the real line art and the colors and all that shit. But then
it's a waste of time.
Yeah, it is a waste of time. And then after a while, I'm just like, I just started doing the sketch on a layer and then doing cleaner lines on the next layer and then doing the super clean lines on the last layer and just deleting that shit, man. No more erasing. No more. And you know what? Another fucking thing. And this drawing actually was one of the first times I really had to do it for most of the drawing, because the guy's like side lit, you know? So the stuff that's actually facing you is like where the shadows are. So instead of drawing the shadows in, I was coloring everything in black. And then I was drawing basically with the eraser.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something I never really like did before to that extent. I mean, I did it a little bit on like some details here and there, but like in other drawings or whatever, but this is the first time like that almost the entire drawing was like kind of done that way. And it was interesting and frustrating, but it was definitely a learning experience.
I had like this weird fucking I had bought like watercolor paints and pads and stuff for like the wife like a year ago, because she said she wanted to do like a hobby. And I said, well, what do you want to do? She's like, oh, maybe like watercolor. I'm like, oh, okay. Because she like went to one of those fucking paint and sips or whatever. She's like, oh, try that. And she never did it again. She said that shit was just fucking sitting there like for fucking like ever. And then you guys brought up that fucking dude that was making all that money doing those watercolors. I'm like, I'm going to try to do a watercolor. I'm going to see if I can do something.
You want to be that guy's fucking, imagine you see a dude in the group and you said he's like kind of slow and shit. It's like, I want to be his competition.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Toby. I'm 26 with autism. Please like my pictures.
Like, don't like his shit. This shit sucks. Buy my shit.
Buy my shit.
Buy my stuff.
Jed just sits around in his fucking fortress of solitude, just trying to figure out like new ways to be a dick that he hasn't figured out how to do yet.
Who can I piss off next? Artists.
Are the people at the Arc Center, are they still making baskets? Let's get into the basketerium.
Time to start learning how to sew. I shall go to the craft fair and dominate.
I shall go abduct all the children at the local daycare. Teach them how to sew.
Yes. Time to make some iPhones.
Finger painting. Oh, finger painting. I think it's time to step into the finger painting game.
No, it's just like I had this weird urge like to like try it and like because I haven't done it in fucking forever. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, just fucking around with it. Now I'm getting into it. Now I'm like, all right, now I need professional paper and paints and fucking brushes, and now I have to fucking, you know, do something quality instead of fucking around. And then sell it for like $1,000.
See, but then you're defeating the purpose. You said you enjoy the 2 hours of just not giving a fuck.
Hey, but if I can make $500 an hour, why not? Right?
You've heard of the starving artist sales, right?
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
Jed's only like pushing 50 isn't believing all of that shit.
money. No, it's just like I'm just fucking around with everything. But no, actually, we do want to try to be serious with it now. After those first two of like getting like it's really weird like going from digital like a Krita or a pad or something like that, like watercolor to like real watercolor, and understanding that the different GSM of paper and the different paint of pigment like reacts differently. Like it'll stay fucking wet like a lot longer, where you can blend things or whatever, and other times, or like that's just the different brushes of getting like that ink type of like outline or whatever. It's really interesting. Something that they have not replicated in any type of paint program yet that I know of.
You should do the second issue of the Last Stand of the Wreckers as watercolors.
Yeah, just the cover.
Just the
Done. And then just have that with full audio over top of it.
Yeah.
Chris has a part in that too. He has fucking chops in the game.
Who are you?
Oh,
Who
you
is
fucking that's right. You're still doing that.
Yeah, it's on my list.
He's still doing it.
There must be a word for it, and I'm gonna have to find out what the word is. But there has to be like a fear of completing a project, like
Marriage.
Like every time I get near the end, like I literally have a marquee for Sean that I made. It's a fucking Qbert marquee. It's like a prototype marquee that I found like pictures of. All I have to do is resize it and touch it up here and there, and it's done. And that's all I have to do. And I haven't touched that shit for a month. There's no reason why I shouldn't have.
I don't know if it's a fear of finishing a product or a project or whatever, but I know that if I have something sitting around too long, I just know it's never going to get done ever. Like I had riffs, I had full songs, drums, bass, guitars, everything laid down, because in the beginning when I was first starting to write songs, I would always write all the music first and then put the vocals to it. After a time, sometimes vocals would come to me and I would write the music around the vocals, which sounds weird, but I would do it like that sometimes. But when I had those ones sitting around for long enough and I was trying to come up with lyrics or trying to come up with melodies and I didn't, and then they sat longer, I would look at them and I would know they were fucking never getting finished.
And then you go back and you're like, oh, this is fucking garbage.
This was exactly that's happens. Yeah, that's happened. Like I let it go for so long and then go back and like, let's try to salvage this shit. And it's like, you know what? The reason I didn't finish it was because it was fucking crap to begin with, or sort of crap. But
they say you come out and you come back like a day later and you look at your art that you spent like 2 hours on. You're like, man, that's fucking dog shit.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I can tell you though is that since I went through that so many times where I listen to old music that I recorded that makes me, it's like fucking cringeworthy and shit, and see old pieces of art that I did, like not as a kid, like as a young adult, like when I was really getting into drawing, and it's like, oh man, that's not very good. Like, so now knowing what I know about what happened before, I'm a little bit more harder on myself. Yeah. In the process, like I have my like Pro Tools here so I can do my recording anytime I want. And if I got to do something 15 fucking times to nail it down to the point where I know I'm going to be able to hear that shit a year from now or 5 years from now and know that I nailed it, like I'll do it 15 fucking times.
That's what I think of when I look at that rating. I'm like, wow, that's fucking dog shit. I'm like, fucking you tried 15 times and still fucking failed at it.
Yep.
He doesn't like it, Mike.
Undo.
Jed doesn't like anything.
I don't like anything.
Like when I'm just the opposite. Like if I have a project on my table, I want to get it done as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I'm opposite. I'm like, let's do 3 new things instead of finishing this one thing. It's so like, dumb. I don't know why. What's wrong with me? It's a fucking mental thing.
Every figure that I've done in like the past year, 2 years or whatever, it'll sit on my table behind me and I'll sit there and smoke weed and stare at it for like weeks, and then I finally crack into it and then it's on. Yeah, but it takes me a long time to do it.
Starting is always the hardest part. For me. Yeah, but I'll start and then like I'll find myself sitting there drawing something at like 2:00 in the morning going,
Yep.
Oh man, 7 or 6:30 comes quick, but I just want to get this one last part done real quick and I'll just keep going.
And then an hour later.
Right.
And it's funny, like you get into something and you think 5 minutes have fucking passed. Whew.
Yep.
Half hour.
The creative bug definitely hits at weird time. Like why, the creative bug never hits me at 5:30 p.m. Like when I get home from work and it's like, hey, I got a little bit of time now. Let's get some shit done now.
Yeah.
It's always 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 2:30. Right. Yeah. Right.
Because your fucking brain has finally, normalized itself after the bullshit they had to do.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, speaking about bullshit, I got Death Race. I'm gonna watch that tonight too.
Fuck yes.
Yep.
Unrated version.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And John.
Dude, there's a fucking scene in Death Race when the girls come out because they're men in prison, and then for the race to bump up ratings, they get hot chicks to ride shotgun with the guy, and like they get off the perp bus, and some of them are just looking fantastic. Like it's a fucking Michael Bay moment.
Awesome. Did you guys ever watch that Kurt Russell, Quentin Tarantino one, to Death something or
Death Race?
No, it's not Death Race. It's
No, I think it was called Death Race.
No, it was like Death something.
Death Proof. Death Proof.
Yeah. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater.
How was that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay then. Okay, not a download then. Got it.
Yeah, neither of those two movies in that double feature thing that they did are worth anything. What is worth it are the coming attractions that they played in between them. Like if you can find the coming attractions for the Planet Fear, I think it was called, or some shit. Planet Terror.
Was it like fake? Like a fake thing?
Oh yeah, it's like they got famous directors to come in and just shoot trailers for fake movies. A couple of them stuck out to me. One was called Don't. It was just like an old 60s type of thriller, and you had the ominous voice announcer was like, if you think you should go into the room, don't. If you think you should go upstairs, don't. And it's just like every other word becomes don't. And, that one's easy, but clearly the winner is the trailer for Thanksgiving. They made a movie about Thanksgiving. It's a slasher flick, and I'm not going to give anything away. Just if you do nothing else after we're done with this, when you're taking a shit, go look up the trailer for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And we're not talking about Thanksgiving.
No, Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I think that one was directed by Eli Roth, if I remember correctly.
He's a sick fuck.
Yeah, and it's fucking funny. It's shit. Like, me and my buddy went to the movie theater to watch it. We got fucking totally tore up beforehand, and everybody else in the theater is like gasping, and him and I are rolling at what goes on.
Oh, by the way, that thing that Jean-Claude Van Damme TV thing, it's called Jean-Claude Von Johnson.
Ugh.
It's
great.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's a miniseries. I heard it's really good. So got 7.5 out of 10 stars. It's not to be confused with the JCVD movie. Anywho,
well, let me get us out of here, and then
there you go. Close up the shop.
Yeah, close up the shop. Enough's enough. We're out.